But there are a good amount of guys that are financially stable and, somewhat conservative. They're saying, you know what, there's not really into the mentality of people today or the ladies today, and that's why a lot of them are leaving. Even when I was overseas, I saw that in the Middle East, like in the UAE, a lot of those guys will go somewhere else, and they didn't want to get the women from the UAE, even though they were obligated to get married to those ladies. They'll get married real quick, and then they'll go to Philippines, they'll go to Syria, they'll go to Bosnia and get women from there because they're saying that, hey, the women here are too liberal. Even in the UK, there's a lot of articles about that as well. A lot of Muslim men will go back to Bangladesh, Pakistan, because they say, hey, you know what? I don't want to get women that are in the UK or France because they're too liberal. New York Times actually did an article it's about mid-September talking about there's a divide when it comes to Gen Z of young men are becoming a lot more conservative and also now religious, and women become a lot more liberal and less religious. And so we do have to look at the very least saying, hey, what can we build on? Instead of looking at the incels and that fringe, that group of guys are saying that, hey, you know what? I don't see anybody that's at least conservative to my level to where that I would want to marry. I feel as though that I have to go somewhere else where there's at least a conservation of culture and everything else. It's almost like in UK, they would go to India to get Indian teachers to teach English because those Indian teachers still had the old school way of teaching English and also speaking English. And so they'd actually go to India for that. So I think that conversation saying that, hey, from a religious or even a spiritual or even a political standpoint, why is it that divide to where there's some guys that actually say, I will go somewhere else? Because I do see there is a big difference when it comes to how they actually maneuver and everything else with their mindset and everything. That's what I've seen when I was overseas. And also, my wife is from Middle East, but she's from Southeast Asia, but, we met in high school. But we've talked about that and we've seen this. And this is where, like, okay, where can we build to where that we can bridge the gap here to where that people don't have to diss each other and also be able to connect here in the U.S.
Can I just point something out just real quick, but of what you just said?
Yes.
So one thing that I find that's very common with these men that do end up traveling, they end up traveling to a country where the women are basically living off of scarcity, right? They're not traveling to visit uh, what's it called, like first world countries, Europe or whatever. They're traveling to countries where their US dollar is can stretch far, far more there, right? If you're already being rejected heavily, if you're heavily rejected in the United States, right? You don't really have as much to offer. And you go to another country where your resources that you have in the US is amplified 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and you're going in an environment where people are living off of scarcity, regardless of how it is, that's gonna eventually, that not eventually, but that increases your ego, that makes you feel like you have the upper hand anyways, right? Versus the people that's actually living in that country, they are already far too familiar, right? Which is why you've said that they're going to India to have them teach traditional languages. Obviously, that's going to be in any case at all. But for you to infiltrate another country's culture and their quote unquote traditional values just because you don't like how your country, United States, is becoming, I don't know, more liberal or conservative, for you to infiltrate another country, you're being, I don't even know what the word is for that, but it doesn't make sense if you're going to a country just
The
based on
colonizer.
exactly. I mean, yeah,
But it depends. It
you're
depends on.
going to another country, and it's not like these men are traveling. Because I've seen some of their like posts. Oh, we're gonna plan this trip for whenever. You're going to these countries where everyone is living off of scarcity. So if they were going to other countries where their resources are actually equivalent or a little bit similar to where they're coming from, then I would understand, right? If it's quote unquote traditional values, but that's not what it is. It's all monetary.
I wouldn't say all, and that's a gross overgeneralization. And do
Or
keep in mind that there's a lot of people that are going against Western modern society,
She
and
didn't
that's
say
just.
all to begin with, just to add.
But in the end, that's what I heard, man. But what I'm saying is that we do have to look at, okay, what is our culture in general in the West? Because you say the first world nations and everything. Well, there's a lot of people in those countries that are saying, you know what, we're really not, especially men, are really not liking how the culture is going. And that's why we see a lot of quasi-fascism within a lot of these countries. We see a lot of xenophobia. We see a lot of these things that are growing up because it's an issue of a lot of guys are saying, you know what, they're angry about things, maybe whatever they perceive, maybe good, wrong, and different, maybe it's
Can I
right,
push
maybe it's
back on
wrong.
that?
But it's the idea saying that, hey, a lot, didn't say all, but I'm saying that the ones that I think that we really need to look at are the ones saying, you know what, what's going on in our culture and our society at this moment, we're really not feeling it. And if I want to find somebody for a romantic relationship, I don't want to have somebody that has the so-called, feminist, as they say, the feminist modern society thinking. I'd rather go somewhere else to find that. I think that's the group that really to hit on to saying, hey, let's reflect and see what's going on
So if
and to
that's
be
the
able to
case,
figure
if
that
that's
out.
the case, okay, if that's the case, then I have no issue if you leave and don't fucking come back. But don't leave, get that woman, and then bring her back to
And
the
then
place.
bring her back.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's taking
That doesn't make
advantage. That's
Exactly.
sense. That doesn't
exploitation.
make
That's the
sense.
problem. Unless
That
she
really
wants to come
is.
here, but if she is just coming here to take advantage and give your money back to her family, that's exploitation of you, and it's you exploiting her to kind of control her with your resources. And it's wrong, it's morally incorrect, and you should treat women with
Now,
equity
now,
and
if now if they agree to, like, that's why
yeah, agreeing is different,
that's
right?
why I compared it to the contract marriage of the military. If they are two consenting adults and she trying to be with that man in the military for his benefits, and he trying to be with her because he got the benefits and she look good, and that's the only way he can get her, cool. Don't be upset when things go south. But see, these passport bros, they don't want to admit that. Now, if you agree, like, hey, I just want her because she look good, and in America, I couldn't get with a woman like that, so I'm gonna bring her back, and I'm gonna go work. I'm gonna give her this money. She gonna send this money back to her family, and that's just the agreement we have. Cool, got it. But don't get that woman, bring her back to America, and then point at all the Western and specifically black women and say, yeah, these women are better than y'all because they want to cook and rub my feet. No, nigga, that's
And the
not how that
thing is,
works.
you asked her to do that before she married you. You could never ask me to do that because I have a job and me and my significant other will pay to get our feet rubbed together. So it's just like you can't even pay to get your girl's feet rubbed, but you want her to do it for you. But then what are you doing for her?
But the
It's
thing is,
like,
a lot of these men, like I said before, they're already facing so much rejection when they're here, which is why they end up going overseas anyways. A lot of them can't afford to bring these women back because they can't take care of them.
No, they
If their
can't.
money is stretching
No.
10, 20 times in their country, why would they bring them back to America if now they're gonna see, oh, I see why the women in America were rejecting you.
For
objectification.
somebody else
That's
who
all it
actually
is.
But
can.
here's another thing. Here's another thing I like to add. A lot of times these men come to different countries, and I'm referencing Africa. I'm an immigrant myself, and a lot of these men come to Africa. They cannot attain the level of quality woman that they claim that they can. So typically, they get the bottom of the barrel type of girls who are really desperate, trying to get off the streets and trying to make their way to America. It doesn't. The educated, the highly educated, the one who are in affluent families, well-educated families, in order to get in, you have to get into those circles. And most of the time, there is, and I'm just being honest here, most of the time there is a negative outlook on certain type of men who come to these countries and try to get with the local girls, especially if you're in a certain circle. They immediately, because there's been this reputation. I came from Ghana specifically. There's been this reputation where white men will come, maybe the dock workers, those working on the coast and stuff like that, or even sometimes in the army, would come sleep with these women, and they would have a bunch of mixed kids walking around fatherless. So there was a really negative connotation for being in any kind of interracial relationship or intercultural relationship. That means being with a non-African. So whenever you saw that, people would move away from that. It was only kind of the bottom of the barrel people who would hook up with them. So whenever these passport bros say, oh, the quality of women that we're going for in these countries are better than the quality of women were coming. I don't know. It's really
They just talking about looks, because that's what I meant earlier. Like, you're not going to the American equivalent of these countries that y'all are going to.
exactly.
You're not dealing with the American equivalent of quality of woman that you are.
Exactly.
People living off of scarcity.
You're
That's who they're going.
If you are a man who's educated, who has his wealth built, and you go to that country and then you date a woman who working at the market, then you know what time, like, why would you not go over there and find the equivalent of yourself in that country?
Exactly. And here's another thing, Benny.
Because they're worried they're going to be scared and be inferior to that person.
No, because and the reason why is because no matter if she's in Ghana, if she's in Australia, if she's in Japan, an educated woman can sift through your bullshit, and you would have to offer more than some money.
But here's another factor. And the guys who are always saying that these women are materialistic, it's not true. It's a standard of traditional marriage that is to qualify you for traditional marriage. There's a thing in Ghana called bride price. Before you even look at the girl, you cannot afford the bride price. These parents are asking for, there's some bride prices people are giving. Dowry, yeah. People are asking for cars. People are asking for herds of goats and sheep and cows. People are asking for gold. Are you kidding me?
And that's why I said, when they start talking about you're not a traditional man, because in some countries, that father, you're required to have your own home. You're required to pay a dowry. You're required to gift the family certain things. So a lot of y'all don't even qualify for those type of women. That's why they get low-level streetwalkers and women who are.
There's a lot of single women in church. If they want someone that's quote unquote traditional, why don't you go to church?
They can't qualify for that either. They can't qualify for that either. Because that's Mr. 57 said he's playing 3 girls. 57 and single was wild. That was wild. Crazy.
And he was just now coming for me. He was just now coming for me in the comments. He's like, I saw how you look and you're married. And I said, yeah, exactly. I'm married. But I told him, look at how you look. That says something really bad about you.
Even if you're out of your previous marriage, shouldn't you be trying to get into another relationship and get hitched? At 57, sir, you're 5 years away from retirement. Be for real.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I mean, I'm 36.
Go ahead, Chris.
So, okay. I was on here like a couple hours ago. I'm like on my break right now, and this is a good conversation. And I wanted to say like this to all the men that are past bros and trying to look for their significant other because they felt downplayed because of the black woman. Let me be the outlier. I'm 36. After relationship after relationship, I dated within my race. And luckily with my fiance now of 10 years, that I met somebody that's non-traditional. We're non-traditional. She has her goals and ambitions. I have my goals and ambitions. We have talks. She lets me be like, we have a mutual understanding and agreement. Yes, I'm the leader of my household, but there is some strong suits that she has her strengths. I have my strengths. Right. I know as a leader, I know if I have a weakness in something and she has the strength in something, I know we'll say, well, hey babe, blah, 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 blah. What do you think about this?
You know what you're describing? You're describing a leader. You're describing a real man, a partnership. That's what you're describing. That's something that these fellas don't want. Or know how to do.
And I have some homeboys that say, "Oh, I want to be a passport bro because you hear what you can do in Thailand and blah 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 blah." I said, "Bro, you can go down the street and get $40 for that. Why you going over there?" Cause I can bring them back home. I said, okay, so you're gonna take somebody out their culture, bring them over here, and you're gonna have them. Now you're gonna bring what you got into a more competition because it's already bad that you're bringing.
That's a lot of. That's $40. That's a lot of money. $40 is a lot of money.
They never go to Sweden and do that because in Sweden it's so expensive.
And I'm saying, like, bro, why can't you just stay in the States and do what you gotta do over here? So, oh well, it's because, but like, I don't know, bro, because I just want to find something. I said, bro, if you're trying to find for love, then you don't need to be paying $40 for no pussy. I'm sorry, no peach.
You just say cat.
You don't need $40 paying for cat. I said, well, that's what all women want. I said, no, not necessary. You just have to find a white woman. I said, just because, like, if you go to any of those other states or other countries, you have to worry about that. You got to worry about what they carry. Then you got to also worry about you getting set up. Just like I hear about in Colombia, a person got killed because he went on a date, thought he was going to get some cat, got robbed and ransomed, and got stabbed to death because he didn't have the ransom money.
Hold on, I want to highlight that. Hold on, Chris. Dominique said a lot of most and the majority comments in here wouldn't fly in the other direction. I agree with her, and I want y'all, the men in the comments, y'all passport bros or whatever who support this shit. I want y'all when we have these conversations about the Western women and black women, I want y'all to have that same energy. And I agree with her because when I have lives talking about what women do, you know, when I have live discussing the shit women say or women do, it's all that, well, all this nuance and grace and understanding that we supposed to have for these passport bros right now. I don't see that. I don't get that. These women don't get that. And I just want y'all to clock that shit. Just clock that shit. Because, and this is why I do this, so that y'all can see that y'all do the same shit. Black men sit here and complain about black women, and y'all do the same shit. Black women complain about black men, this and this and that, and y'all do the same shit as them. And I just want y'all to see that we're going through the same shit. We're doing the same shit. So what's the disconnect? Now, y'all ain't got to answer. I just want folks, if you got a little brain, hold on. If you got a little brain power, I just want you to understand, like, just think of, like, tonight when you sleep, or you're laying down, just think about that. What's the fucking disconnect? And when you ask yourself that, answer it without pointing the finger at the other side. Because clearly
disconnect is trauma.
I say that. Because even the last live I had, last Friday, I think, Friday or Thursday, it was about the young man walking down the street, and those people, those pale people was harassing him. And a lady got in here and she was talking about her husband. And she said, man, my husband say, like, you know, he's a 6'3", you know, 200-pound muscular dude, big dark skinned black dude, dreads. And she said, when he walks out, he tells me all the time that he feels like he has, you know, in certain spaces, in certain places, he has to make himself, like he has to make himself small because he doesn't want to seem like he's a threat to some certain people and da-da-da-da. And he doesn't want to come off as the big, tall, angry black man because he know how, you know. And she was like, he just always has to be aware and has to, you know, maneuver through life that way. And I hate that for him. I said, you know who says that same thing? She stopped. She was like, well, I said, black women. Black women say the same thing, that when they're in their workspace, when they're around, and they have to make themselves seem small. They have to hold themselves back. They don't want to come off as the angry, aggressive black chick. Da-da-da. I said, the same thing you described your husband having to do, black women say the same thing. I said, we go through the same shit. We do the same thing. We are both marginalized. We are both chastised. We are both sad, but we want to play the oppression Olympics and point the finger at one another and say, you this and you that. And we doing the same shit. We black men have to do the same thing black women have to do, but somehow we both pointing to, well, white men treat me better, white women treat me better. We doing the same shit. We going through the same thing. And y'all to sit here and say some other culture, some other place across the world is going to treat you better. That's crazy. What's the disconnect? Danny said
it is crazy, Benny. No. So I agree with you what you said. That's about the trauma. We both traumatized. One thing that my friend said to me, my ex, she was from Portugal when I worked out there. I didn't go out there and look for her. You know what I mean? Like I was out there for so long, and nigga got lonely, and I got a girl for the time being. And then I came to the States, and I was like, yo, man, this girl treat me like a king and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And then one of my friends, he's a therapist, right? And then this is why you gotta be friends with people that'll tell you the truth. He said, yo, let me ask you a question, man. You know, as a black man, would you say that the way, society's been treating you, the world been treating you, that you're traumatized? I answered. I was like, yeah, I'm traumatized, my G. And he's like, let me ask you another question. Don't you think the black woman's traumatized? And ever since that question, literally the picture became a lot bigger. He's like, yo, you have trauma. You're always talking about, the white tea people did this to me. They did this to me to school, to finance, through medicine, and you're talking all that thing because you're traumatized. He was like, but you got to understand, our women didn't have these men protecting them. When you think about the 90s and the men before us, they were terrible.
Yep.
The men before us, I'm seeing my generation be better fathers than they father themselves. So in a way, I'm going to say, yeah, there's passport bros, but what I'm seeing in my generation of men, because I was born in the 80s, feel me? So I'm 34. What I'm seeing in our generation of men is like we're learning the hurt from our fathers. Me, I grew up with my mother. I look up to my mom and 4 sisters. My dad provided, yes, but one thing that he missed, he provided, but he wasn't there for me emotionally, which is something that I had to deal with, my trauma, more trauma that I had to deal with therapy. So that's what you said, I completely agree with, because, a lot of us men be like, oh, black women are crazy, this and that. You gotta understand, the trauma's been passed down. Black men, imagine feeling like, a society, when you go outside your house, you don't even feel like a man. So those are the stories that I've heard from my grandfather and my father. Going outside, bending your head down and kind of like trying to survive to feed 6 kids. So, after work, maybe he didn't want to come home. So overall, we're all traumatized, and, pointing out, oh, hey, black men, we're all trying to find love out here at the end of the day. To be honest, we're all trying to find love. And I'm an engineer. I work in process engineering. I won't say where I work at, but I work for a really good company. And I work for a lot of people, quote unquote, society called them nerds. I was privileged enough that I went to the gym. I got my muscle up, you feel me? Although I'm intelligent, I don't carry myself like a dog. But these men, these nerds, quote unquote nerds, they are suffering. I have my boy who started crying to me, telling me, dude, I got a good job, da-da-da. And I told her, I was like, look, listen, man, as a man, the world don't owe you nothing. You know what I'm saying? Clean yourself up, get a cut, my G. And your thing might change on you. I'll be honest, I see it from my nerd friends. And some of them are brilliant black dudes that are weird, they're like anime maybe. And they are not getting lucky. And I tell them straight up, just travel, my G. At this point, I don't know what to tell you. So there is a lot of different, it's 2 sides of the same coin. We're both hurting because we're watching our, pause, from a woman's perspective, watching our men, our handsome men, not the bad ones, because you understand, somebody that lives in the ghetto, that live paycheck to paycheck, can't afford to travel. Let's be honest. It's a better quality of men. They may not be able to provide for women, but they are able to at least travel. So it hurts them in that sense. And you got those nerds. There's a lot of good brothers out there too. There's a lot of black men that will die to just find a good woman. And it's sad that I see that the 2 groups can't really divide. Me personally, I'm having a good time because I'm building, but it's sad to see, because during the civil rights movement, black people was the most married group in the United States of America. And during the civil rights movement, black families was what kept us going. So I want everybody to let that simmer, because that's the truth. We can't be divided on those things, because we're all traumatized. Let's work
Danny,
together.
Tell your friends, your nerd friends, to come to my Comic-Con. It's in March 2025. Tell them to come.
Where you gonna be at? I'm coming too.
It's in the Woodlands, Houston. We're having a Comic-Con. All the black people are coming. No.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna come through. I'm Blade. I got my Blade outfit and all that. But it's a true. No. I'm gonna be honest. You feel me? It's a sad reality, because me personally, I realized the game. game is game. Because when I went to public school, I was like, oh, all right, they don't like proper clothes. All right, they like Jordans. So I got the gear and I was good, right? But some people don't have the social cues to look around them and be like, oh, all right, I need to behave like this, because they have, because society allows people to be antisocial, because you could be on your phone and you have access to the world. So I feel bad for some of those men that can't pull chicks. Like, I feel bad,
You know why I don't feel bad for them? Because I don't feel bad for them because there's a woman out there that'll deal with them. There is. Especially if they got a little money in their pocket. There's a woman out there, but they don't want that woman. They don't want that woman. And a lot of the issues that both sides have is because people are talking to people that are not in their range due to what you just said. Access to people we would never have access to because we have these screens.
Yeah, bars.
If those people had to, so you backtrack to the early 2000s, 2010, 2000, before social media became what it is and dating apps and Tinder and shit. Guess what? Those same nerdy guys would have had to go out. They would have had to go to the clubs, go to the bars, go to events. They would have to be social if they wanted to interact with women. And you would naturally learn where you fell in the pecking order.
Exactly.
We don't do that no more. We only meet people through these screens, and then so you get a bunch of traumatized people that that don't actually engage with people in real life or have no social skills, and only time they interact is with other traumatized, non-social, having ass skills people. And then when they finally link up and get with each other, they already have negative connotations based off of being chronically online. And then y'all link up, you have a bad experience, then you go back to being online and you rinse, wash, and repeat. And then that's how we get the disconnect. That's how we get the same tired ass conversations, the same stupid ass rhetoric, is because of that. Because people aren't going out and organically meeting people no more. And people have unrealistic expectations and ideas of what they're supposed to have in a partner, not what they actually rate. When you, like, as a man, right? Back when I was at the club or parties in high school and shit, back in the day, when back that ass came up and you looking for something, or the slow song when the slow song,
everybody was on the floor.
When the slow song came on, when that R. Kelly, Mr. Nasty Man, that we don't speak his name, come out, when he came,
you forgot reggae. You forgot reggae.
Whatever song it is, right? And you had to go. Somebody, you gotta drop and come back up, bro. When that song come on and it's time to actually go up to somebody and you walk up to shawty and you get behind her and she look back, you gonna get one or two things. She either gonna stand up and be like, and you be like, she either gonna, and there was a lot that you could judge off that interaction. She could judge what you're packing down there and see if it's enough, not enough. She can be like, nope, you gotta go. She gonna look back, see you ugly, you're tall, you're skinny, you're fat. You can be like, no, and you knew where you fell in the pecking order. Because if she was an 8, at least I know I can't talk to an 8. Let me go try to talk to a 6. You go there, you holler at that 6, and that 6 look back and give you the same thing. You're like, damn, now I guess I gotta go to that 4 over there. And you go to that 4 and she look back and she start throwing it back. You're like, yeah, that's where you at, bro. That's where you at.
And you was
given
what they call
loves you. It's
you was
simple.
given
Love
a base foundation.
See, and those women will cook for them. Those women would respect them. That woman would do anything and everything for him, but he don't want her because he think he deserves something else.
Yeah. So, like, I agree with you on that, and like, you know, it's easy to say, like, so I have a friend, right? It's a cool dude. He has trust fund, own 2 properties. When I mean the man sweats and have an anxiety attack before he talks to a woman, and I look at him, I'm like, damn, like, that's crazy. You know,
no, that sounds like an actual medical condition.
He has anxiety. So the thing is, he's a programmer, so he doesn't deal with people, right?
Yeah,
so like whenever he talks
anxiety.
to people, he has a huge social anxiety, and the man's always like, yeah, man, I'm looking for a wife, I'm lonely, and I'm like, damn, I don't know what to do to help him. But it's not just him. I have other friends that are not so fortunate with money, and they complaining. But you know what?
You say what?
No, so when it comes full circle too is, you know, us as men, we have to be men as well, right? Me, I've never had a chick pay for nothing for me, right? That's just me, because growing up, I watched my father do it. But at the same time, there's a slew of people that will take advantage of you. So that you got to protect your pocket. So, you know, as a man, you can't talk unless you're a provider, to me, because we have duties that we do have to uphold. And it's sad. And it's sad, too.
Well, I've talked about this before. And when you say provider man doesn't just mean money. Because for the people who say marriage ain't worth shit, well, guess how I got to where I am financially? It's because of my wife. Because that's how I get to pay all the bills now.
Preach.
That's how I get fucking 2 houses and all these nice cars, because of my wife. So for the people who say it ain't worth the fuck, it's just a piece of paper, bullshit. You just ain't doing it right. You probably married a woman that work at Subway. But that said, if marriage is something that you want, right? And for the guys who are socially you have to make yourself into something that women want. That's just what it is. And a lot of guys just aren't putting in the effort or dealing with the people or the women who want them. And so if you're going out and you're getting the same experience, again, like I said before, if you wouldn't date the female equivalent of yourself, then you need to change. You can't get mad at what's coming your way if you wouldn't even date somebody that was the female equivalent of you. If you look at yourself in the mirror, you'd be like, if a woman walked up to you, you wouldn't talk to her, you can't complain. And being a provider, man, is more than just providing. Like I said, the women, even up before my wife, most of the women, majority, I was a broke ass fucking Marine. But I handled business. My bills were paid, and I had money, and I carried myself in a manner that let women know, yeah, I ain't rich, but I ain't wanting for nothing. I handle my business. I'm building. I'm doing what I gotta do. I don't need ambitions. I don't want for nothing. Right. My shit is squared away. Now, I can't go buy no Jordans whenever I fucking want to. I can't go on no trip. But guess what? My bills is paid, and I'm not scraping and scrounging for $1.
Hey, Benny, you said something really profound. And I really like that, where you said, if you're not willing to date somebody who is the female version of you, then you need to change. That was amazing. I wanted to highlight that. Because, but also to that point, and I just wanted to double back on what Danny said. Danny, I understand nerd culture. I understand it quite a bit, and the social anxiety and everything, but that's why cons are there. That's the safe place for them. That's why Renfest is there. That's a safe space. That's why we play Dungeons and Dragons. That's a safe space. So if you're not even in those communities, which are absolutely safe space, there are really nice people in there, and you're a man and you can't talk to girls in there, then that's a deeper issue. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks.
Being a provider, man, is more than just money. And it goes to what that dude was talking earlier. 57 years old, even this dude, 40 years old. No plan, no direction, no organization to his life, no nothing. Just winging it at 40 years old. 57 years old. There's no purpose, there's no intent, there's no nothing. You just man, I'm just figuring it out. No. At almost 40 years old, you should be more intentional with your life. See, and if you walking around like that, these women ain't stupid. They see this. And that's why you get the results you get. Up until the pandemic, 2020, my wife made more money than me. There was a period in which when I first got in the military for 3 years, I was a stay-at-home dad. Prior to my wife, most of my girlfriends and women I dated seriously made more money than me. Way more money. I was dealing with nurses. I'm dealing with lawyers. I'm dealing with girls who work at finance companies, at the bank, at Chase. They've always had more money than me. I was in the military. You only get so much money. But I never had an issue with them respecting me, giving me a basic level of courtesy. I never had these. I didn't have an issue with them paying for anything. I didn't have an issue with them gifting me anything, being nice to me. Again, now we had our issues as far as like figuring out romantic relationships, which all relationships have. But just the common level of decency, being treated right, well, not talked too crazy, disrespected, getting that. And it was because who I was, what I stood for as a man, what I accepted and what I did not accept from women or from myself, because I had a standard. And if you didn't fuck with that standard, you gotta go. I didn't deal with you. And if that meant I ain't getting no cat, so be it. But these dudes be so pressed for cat that they'll deal with anything. And then get upset when those women don't act accordingly to how they think that they're supposed to act. So, again, being a provider, man, does not just mean money. Are you a solutions-based man? You got men that got money, but they're not solutions-based. So when a woman come to them with a problem, they looking assed out. They don't like, you don't have to be a man to make all the money or know everything, but damn it, you better know how to, you need to know how to give your woman a solution. If your woman, and for the ladies, you got to get out of this mentality that the man is supposed to be your everything and do your everything. If he, so for instance, you boom, tire go flat on the side of the road. You got a lot of women. A solution-based man is not, oh, I'm gonna get out and change this tire on a dangerous highway. If he is paying for AAA every month through his insurance, that extra $30 that come out his paycheck to pay for that insurance, you don't need to be upset because he personally will not get out the car and change the tire. If he called and say, hey, babe, AAA on the way, wait till they get here. You got women who be like, you ain't no real man. No, that still is the tire getting fixed. So you want him to get out the side of the road on the dangerous highway and possibly get smacked by a crazy driving just to prove that he a real man when he pays $30 extra every month to have AAA, someone who will come do it. You get mad because like, you got women out here who will get upset because, well, the TV need to get mounted. Why you can't mount the TV? Why you ain't cutting the grass? But if someone's coming to do these things, if he can get if the solution is still being satisfied, what's the problem? That's still a provider, man.
That's up there with the woman ordering takeout because she was tired and didn't feel like cooking.
And my wife can't cook worth the lick. But guess what she will do? If I'm hungry, she on the way home and I don't feel like cooking and she know I'm tired. So, babe, what you want? Me go get something? If we sitting in the bed, it's 8 o'clock and she know I don't feel like getting up to cook. You hungry? You want me to get some takeout? You want me to DoorDash? You want me to go get you something? What you need? It's still so it goes back to my unrealistic expectations point of that people have ideas and expectations based off of other shit they see instead of taking the person that they're with and for who they are and working with them to actually build something.
But a lot of that also has to do with accountability and self-awareness. If you don't know your own strengths and weaknesses, how would you know what another person could offer you?
Well, and to me, I think that goes back to, again, looking at taking a good look at yourself. Like you said, Benny was talking about it because I experienced this when I was in the military. Yeah, don't get it twisted. When you go first join the military, you don't make shit for money. You make 24 grand at best, unless you're one of those guys that got married right away and they gave you the extra money, et cetera, whatever. But what he said, like, you walked in the room, you learned how to walk with confidence. You learned how to walk with your head held high. You gave respect, but you demanded respect because the experiences of what you're going through. I think what's going on with a lot of guys today that go through the anxiety of dating is that foundation's been taken away where, we did grow up in the era where we didn't have the access to the internet and everything. You kind of had to go through that trial and tribulation. You had to go to the club and get rejected. Now the new rejection is she swiped left on your whatever. I don't know these apps because I'm not on it, but it's they use these apps or whatever for their validation versus like having those meaningful conversations. That's where the foundation is created because you can take all the greatest pictures of your world and the right lighting to make a selfie, put a little AI to it or whatever. And on paper, you look good, but then you get in front of that person and can't speak a lick with them. You can't hold a conversation.
Makes it easier. A screen makes it easier for people to hide themselves.
Yeah, hide all your flaws,
Because
but then
the
when you
thing
go
is
face to
too,
face,
another like
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that.
that's
What I wanted to say about
Hold on, Juice. We ain't just gonna interrupt
my
folks.
my bad.
Hold on. Marvin, you go ahead finish your point, big dog.
yeah, yeah. No, the thing is, I feel like, guys today versus guys when I was coming up in my 20s, which was 20 years ago. I don't care about aging myself. I'm 42. But when I was 22 and 20 and all that stuff, we had to go through, you got dressed, you got your hair cut, you did all these things, then you went to the club or wherever it is you were going to meet women at, and you got to go through the fire. And again, like Benny was saying, you walk into an 8, she don't fuck with you, then okay, you go to a 6, then you go, I was the guy when I saw the group of girls. I never went for the baddie in the group. What I went for was I did a starting point. I went for the friend that was probably the one that was going to get picked last or next to last. And
Oh
I
yeah.
started
You
talking with
always go
them.
to the bodyguard first.
Yeah, exactly. I started
I
talking with
go
them.
for
But
the
then what was
top
my friends
down.
doing? They see I would take out their biggest defense mechanism, of that group or whatever. But even with you know, I knew like as far as looks wise, I wasn't a 10 when I walked in the room, but I could hold a conversation. I had a good personality. So I would highlight, those areas when I could. I'm not
And
having meaningful conversations at a club,
I'm
you know?
glad you said that because a lot of people, men and women, just don't have personalities. They're not
Yeah.
interesting people.
Their internet profile says they're amazing, but in real life, they're like, dude, there's no substance behind you.
Yeah.
You know?
Hold on, Static. Go ahead, Juice. You said I missed on a big point. What you got?
I think the big elephant in the room, somebody brought it up, was the elephant in the room, which is social media and what's going on with how we are evolving as people, right? Like, it's so weird to like nobody looks at the government and like that shit is like real talk when it comes to them trying to say like the birth rate is down. Ain't nobody dating. Nobody's trying to get into a relationship with nobody else. But I don't feel like it's got something to do with the government. I feel like it's got something to do with the fact that people are not evolving with the times.
No, it's not. I'm not gonna say like it's some big conspiracy. I think it's just private equity took over the internet, and then people are choosing convenience. People are choosing convenience and over actually having to get out and go. It's easy to get on a dating app. It's easy to get in a DM and shoot your shot or whatever versus actually going out and walking up to that woman in the store or at the restaurant or out and about in real life, versus, oh, I see her. It's kind of like those videos, right? Where you got dudes or women who are recording somebody at a football game or in a stadium or something. They'll be like, somebody TikTok, do your thing. And it's like, you were right there. You could have just walked up and talked to them.
But I don't want you to miss my point, Benny. I don't want you to miss my point.
Hold on right quick. Hold on. Ursula, if you're tired, get the fuck out my life. It's that simple. And see, it's people like her. You're so tired of dating. Oh, my bad. I thought she said she's tired of talking about dating. My bad, sweetie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Damn,
I was like, damn, Benny. Yeah, I was like,
Damn, Benny. I did not expect that. That's that Louisiana coming right out of you. That's that Louisiana right now.
That's my fault. That's my fault.
Benny,
I would take accountability on that. It's been a long day. I done had the battle of passport bros all day, sweetie. I am sorry. That was the Shreveport 318 coming out of me. I apologize.
No.
Apologize.
You're one up in Ursula. What you're gonna do is she's tired. What do we do when we're tired? We drink coffee. So you're going to send her a $5 Starbucks gift card, my guy. You went give her 60 on her. You went give her 60 on her.
shut the crowd
Don't
down.
worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got it. I'm gonna send her something. But I'm gonna send her. I'm from Monroe. When I get pissed off, I get just like that. So you already know.
You see, you know what I'm saying? I apologize. That was my fault. I'm sorry.
Louisiana care. That Louisiana was in you. It's big.
Accountability.
That Louisiana is big.
That is my fault. Send me your cash app, girl. I will send you $10 as an apology.
But I was trying to tell you, Benny. I don't want you to miss what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
What I was trying to tell you was this. I was saying that as people are elevating and they're getting more in, Like we have never been this kind of interested in our own selves. And like
Conceited.
I'm talking, huh?
People ain't been as conceited.
I don't know about conceit. I'm saying I'm talking about being interested in like who you are as a person. You know what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying? Like people are going to therapy, they're doing a lot, they're interested in themselves, you know?
Hmm.
And I feel like when it comes to dating, everybody needs to kind of catch up to that because that's where we are. We
I, you
are
know,
over.
you know
We
what?
Juice, can
own
I
that.
rebuttal that?
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah,
about
go
to say,
ahead.
hold on.
I
I'll say this about this therapy thing. It might have started out good, but in 2024, I think people, especially a lot of these ladies, are going to therapy. It's trendy now. So it's cool to go to therapy. So when someone points out a flaw, you can say, "Well, I'm doing the work. I go to therapy."
I
But
like being a nurse. I got
because,
you.
right,
Go
because
ahead.
a lot of these people are going to therapy and lying to their therapist. Therapy doesn't help if you're gonna not be truthful. If you're just
Exactly. You
a
gotta
lot
be
of people are
real.
going to therapy just to have somebody to talk to. They're not really trying to do better. And then there's
Oh shit.
a lot of therapists are doing it for the money and they're not
Hmm.
actually helping their clientele. So it is an expensive hobby, but we also know that people will spend money on things that they know they ain't got no business spending it on to look like to get an aesthetic. So people will pay that $100, $200 a session to make it look like they doing something. Just like they'll go run and spend.
But Benny, this is the question that I got. This I said this earlier today. So like I was on another panel. I said this earlier today.
Yeah,
Regardless of how you feel about therapy, people going in line to a therapist or whatever, how come we can't never just celebrate that? Why we can't never just give
I'm
ourselves
not
a
because
pat on the back?
I'm not.
Somebody went, no, I'm saying that somebody went to therapy. Somebody went to therapy, regardless if they lied to the therapist or not, whatever. They went. Like we never give a pat on the back for that. And
I'm not
therefore
because
we can't elevate.
deserve. Nah, you don't deserve a pat on the back for going to therapy. If you're not actively, if you're not telling the truth and you're not doing, that's like saying, well, I know I'm overweight, but at least I went to the produce section. I mean, I still bought them pizzas, but I mean, at least I went to the produce section. Like, no, you gotta actually change.
I gotta put
No,
in the
it's
work.
not that they went to no, it's not that they went to the produce section. It's not that. The thing is a mindset. It's a switch. When somebody can figure out in themselves something is wrong, something is not working. You feel me? Whether they go to therapy and let a therapist or not, they recognize something is not working.
I got a scenario, right?
We don't never pat ourselves on the back for that stuff. Or we don't
I'm
never
sorry.
tell each other.
And I did buy participation trophies.
I'm not gonna pat somebody on
It's
the
not a
back.
it's not a participation
It
trophy. It's
is.
like
No, it really
as
is. It really is.
black
Sometimes it
men.
is.
Hold on, let
Sometimes
him
it
go.
is.
Let him go. Go
I'm
ahead.
saying I'm saying it's black men. The way we talk, the way that we show up in this world, right? The
Yep.
way that we do things. Honestly, I got two things to say. The first thing I got to say is this. First off, everybody in the entire world is judging us. I hear it all the time, 24/7, how they don't like black men in America. They talk about Americans as if we don't even exist. Like it's so weird, but they come over here and they live. You feel me? But then the second thing I want to tell you is this. But when we show up, like I'm not saying that like, therapy is a pat on the back. What I'm saying is that we don't celebrate our wins. We never celebrate
That's what I'm
them.
saying. It's not a win if you just going to therapy. If you just sitting there and there's no work, there's no change being done. I'm not gonna celebrate you just sitting in paying for somebody to hear you talk. If there's
I
no
like that.
Benny,
Yeah.
Benny, Benny, no, let me tell you something about your wins. I watch you a lot, right? I watch you. I sit back and pay attention to you. That's what I do because you're my brother. I pay attention to you. one thing I can say is that you treat your daughters like women. You treat them real good. You tell them everything about how to be a good person. You feel me? And then you go out there and you work. You know, your hair is a part of our history. Is a part of what we do outside of anything else. The way that you go about things, I watch you, and I am proud of you. But you don't celebrate those wins because we sitting up here trying to talk about something else. Let's celebrate the wins.
What do you mean I don't? What wins you saying I don't celebrate?
No, I'm talking about the. I'm sorry, my bad. I misspoke. I was saying that we need to celebrate black men. Need to celebrate when we do stuff good. You feel me? Like the way that you treat your kids, the way that you do stuff. Like I always look at you as like, and the fact that you are a veteran.
Well, I
I always
celebrate. I celebrate. I celebrate the work being done. I'm a pretty straightforward person. If you going now, if you go, I'm not gonna just celebrate you because you walked into a therapist's office. I'm gonna celebrate you if you walked into that therapist's office, you sat down, you told the truth, and you worked on yourself, and you did your little workbooks and your sessions, and you come out a better person. You actively work to be a better person and change your actions and your habits and your lifestyle. I'll celebrate that.
facts.
Not gonna that's like I'm not gonna celebrate somebody that just walked into the office.
Yep.
But why?
Because it's like
This is
having a
what I'm
gym
trying to say.
membership
Like
that
you're
just
getting in
rocks.
a if you're doing
Wait,
the
I think what
work.
he's trying to say, at least my interpretation, is to celebrate at least that there's a first step. It's like a drug addict, like you're right.
But I'm
Like if
saying
they have an addiction, it's like I'm gonna go seek
okay.
therapy.
Okay, I will celebrate the first time you walk. If you was a person and you say, you know what, I need therapy, and then you go, I'm gonna say good job. Now, if you
That's the
continue
first
to
step.
go,
Yeah.
if you continue to go, and you're the same person
Yes.
a year later, and you ain't you
Exactly.
just lying,
Celebrate.
and I'm not celebrating that. I'm just
Yeah.
not.
Do you understand, Juice, what he's saying? Because I get what you're saying. Like celebrate. It's almost like a child, right? You take your first step. You're like, wow, great, good for you. But it's the
No,
actual.
not
You have
not
to
not the
put the
child,
work
not the child.
in.
I got you, and I understand where he's coming from. I'm not saying like being a child and stuff like that. What I was trying to say is I was trying to talk about the black community as a
But
whole.
hold on, Latia, you know what? Change doesn't have a timeline, but I'm not required to sit there and wait for you to change.
Absolutely.
So you right.
I just don't understand how come why we like this is what I'm trying to say, Benny. And I'm sorry if I cut you off. That was
No,
not
you
my
good.
intention. I wanted to just say this. We walk through doors, we open doors, we do all this stuff. Like me personally, right? I have opened doors. I worked in corporate America. I am a tech person. I've got a biochemistry degree. I got all this stuff going on, right? I open doors. But
Yeah.
then when that comes into play, it's like, well, no, I gotta do the next thing because don't nobody see the work that I did. So I gotta
So you
accomplish it first. No, let me finish. I gotta accomplish it first and not be celebrated for the work. That's weird to me.
so so who not celebrating you? Like this, you like
No,
people in the
I'm saying that I'm saying in the black community we don't celebrate the work. Like if a lady goes to nursing school, right? If she go to nursing school, she go to therapy, she's trying to do her thing. I'm gonna celebrate her for that,
so do you okay.
not the
Okay.
accomplishment.
Hold on. I got you.
Can I chime in?
Does your family, friend circle, friend circle, did they celebrate you?
Yes,
Then that's
that's
all
what
that
I'm
fucking matters. Then
saying.
All
that's
that
all that
matters.
fucking matters. That's all that fucking
All that
matters.
matters.
That's
I
all
get
that
what
fucking matters.
Juice is saying. It's just it's kind of what Benny said. Like I celebrate that first time, but after a year, if you're still in the same place, I'm not celebrating. To make an equivalent, if I get a gym membership and my friends is like, "Oh, that's good, girl," but then for a year I'm just paying a gym membership and not lifting the weight, nobody's gonna congratulate me anymore. But if I do go and I'm making progress, then they're gonna be like, "Oh, I see you. You can help me. Let me get in there with you." But if you're doing therapy, you're not doing the
Exactly.
work, then I'm not congratulating that anymore.
That's all the therapist is.
That's with anything, though. That's with anything. Anything that requires you to do a little bit more work, a little bit more sacrifice, that's automatically going to be a little bit more valuable. That's just with anything. It's like a person that's overweight, right? The person that goes to the gym every day, they're on a diet, versus the person that goes and get a gastric sleeve, right? It's different. It's two different things.
It's different. Yes, it's different.
It's different. So the person that's
But we
obviously putting
celebrate
in a little bit
progression.
more work is going to have to put in a little bit more sacrifice. Not saying, because I don't want to equate that to some people thinking you got to struggle, because just because you're working hard, though, that doesn't mean you're struggling, right? But I understand what both of you guys are saying, but just because you take the first step, that doesn't mean that everything else now is like, all right, great. Like the first step is great, but what do you do after that? That's really important.
That's what I'm trying to tell. That's why I'm trying to tell. Benny has a bigger platform than I have. Benny is people listen to him. You know what I'm saying? They listen to him. And what good or bad, you have notoriety, or you could have all these other stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to tell you is this: when I tell you about celebrating your wins, like in the black community, I keep seeing people down at us all the time. Everything that we do is just being down, especially being a black man. And
Again,
then when it comes to us celebrating our wins, I want to dance with my black brothers. I want to be like, hey, you went to the gym? That's good. Let's dance about that shit. I'm gonna go with you.
But if I see him go to the gym a second time and he not sweating, I'm like, what the
Hold
fuck
on,
did you do?
hold on, Danny. Hold on, Juice. Hold on, Benny. Benny, what I done told you about letting these people sit up here and jaw jack and ain't nobody tapping your screen? What I done told you about that?
Look, we was talking.
Oh, my bad.
I don't
Damn,
want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I
Oh,
don't want to
boy,
hear
she
that.
about to pull the belt out,
Y'all need to tap the screen like y'all fingers hurt. I'm going to turn these comments out until I see at least 90K likes in here. Because there's too many of y'all and y'all sitting here jaw jacking. I ain't seeing nothing moving. So that's what I'm about to do. So these comments finna go out. Okay?
I liked it 6 times. Is that okay?
You what, sir? Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Get the like. Get the like.
pull it out the belt, y'all. But I mean, my thing is, if you're inner, because don't no strangers owe you no celebration. It'd be nice, but they don't have to. So as long as your friend circle, your family circle, just your inner circle, as long as they celebrate you, that's all that matters. And even
Benny, but being from Louisiana, like for some odd reason, being
bro,
from
my family
Monroe.
celebrated me, so I can't relate to whatever you about to say.
No, they celebrated me. No, I was saying that like in the city in West Monroe, we knew everybody. We celebrated everybody. It was I don't know. It's just a culture thing.
Yeah,
We just celebrated people.
That's where you are. I'm in New York. People mind their business. They don't give a damn what anybody else got going on. So it's just based off where you're from. That's really what it is.
We'll have a whole cookout for somebody goddamn getting straight A's. We don't give a fuck.
People tell me good morning. I think there's something wrong with them. Like,
if it's your family and it's your friends, that's really who's important to celebrate you and your wins. Anybody else, because at the end of the day, to me, this is just my opinion, well, other people feel like, okay, I can celebrate your wins. Now I can pass judgment on your losses. I can pass judgment on how you got to where you got to. Stop involving other people and needing that validation from other people to celebrate your wins. If you already have your circle, then you have your circle of people to celebrate you. Because now you have strangers that's like, oh, I got this, I accomplished this, good for you. But how'd you get that? How'd you get this? Oh, but it's comparison. Don't do that. That's not important.
And I'll say this.
I think, because I think you're missing. I think y'all missing that. Like when I was saying about being a black man in America, what I was saying was that they so down on us celebrate our wins.
Yeah, I agree, but you shouldn't want that. You shouldn't desire those celebrations from strangers. You gotta, and I say this right. There are people who have family members that don't celebrate them, But family is what you make it. Me personally, I had and the reason why I feel so strongly about that is because I got shipped off at 17 years old. I left Raggedy ass Shreveport. I've been on my own since 17, right? And the circle of men and people I have in my life now aren't even my family, like blood related family. I'm talking about dudes that I call my brothers. Like I would do any and every. They would do. I can call them right now, and they would be on a plane to come do whatever I need them to do, and the same vice versa. And we all met at later stages in life. Family is what you make it. It ain't because some people get upset. Well, my family. Sometimes you got to go and make your own family. That's and you know what I'm saying. Like and even like I got an entire TikTok family. You know what I'm saying. People like Lockins, other folks, and that Vero and people that's in that come to my life. We have a whole group chat. We have they about to be coming to my my 10-year anniversary wedding vow renewal. You know what I'm saying? Like because when you find genuine people, that's why I say you gotta have that interaction. When you can gravitate to people, you will find those people that rock with you. You'll find those people that are there for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's who celebrates you. That's who gonna hype you up, pipe you up, and you know what I'm saying, rock with you. So you don't always have to be discouraged by, well, my real family will go make you a family. Go find those people. Go out, because they out there. Go out there and find those people. Make those relationships. And that's why, because, and it goes to friendship. You got a lot of women, but well, I don't have no female friends, because women are like, no, it's probably something in you that the cool women don't want to rock with you because you're not a cool person to rock with. You got those dudes, I don't really rock with no dudes. You know, well, that go back to the provider man, Danny. As a provider man, you need a network of other men. You can't be this nomad loser man walking around. I do everything on my own. Don't nobody want to talk. That's not cool. I'm sorry. You need a network of men that rock with you. Don't no woman want no man that don't have no network, bruh.
Network gets you places. Network gets you lots of places.
A lot in the military, boy.
It go back to my solutions, right? As a solution-based man, I say all this shit tie in together, bro. When a woman don't want no, like you got those dudes that all prideful and ego, man, I don't fuck with nobody. I figured out. Don't like now your woman got to sit there and wait on you to figure some shit out. Meanwhile, guess what I'm doing? Hey, bro. I don't know nothing about, law and lawyers and shit, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? You do. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? You could put me in contact. I know you got some friends up there. You a network. You know what I'm saying? That shit up. But, my partner, I got a partner that's a pharmacist. If I got some medication I'm confused about the doctor, hey, man, now, but if you want to be that dude stuck in your pride and your ego, now your woman got to sit there and wait for you to figure some shit out that you know damn well you don't know nothing about. And now you go in watching YouTube videos and fucking reading self-help books trying to figure it out. I don't know, unresourceful ass nigga, bro. Don't nobody like that. It's terrible. Bars.
That's right. Stuck in your video games all day and you can't socialize. You can never be that type of person.
I mean, I agree.
You gotta unlock those skills.
But that's exactly Bree. You gotta unlock the skills. But what I was saying, and again, like what Benny was saying, which is so funny to me because Benny is, I don't know why that Louisiana come out of here, and I just love it.
But I kind of agree with what you were saying because earlier I mentioned something like that, how both black men and a black woman are traumatized, and kinda, but at the same time, not really, because if we don't hold our brothers accountable, then those behaviors that we don't like and appreciate will just keep repeating itself. Now, I lost over 175 pounds. If I went to the gym one time and I was like, ooh, everybody's like, thank you, congratulations, Daniel. And then I went for 2 years and I'm still the same way. Do I deserve congratulations? No. A lot of times you can't spare feelings. And this is one thing I always tell people. I am not nice. I am kind, but I am not nice. You understand? And
Oh
oftentimes people.
we the same.
Yeah. Hold
What?
on, dude. Hold on, dude. Finish
No,
up.
well,
Finish up, Danny.
me saying that means that if I have somebody that I care about, that I truly care about, I'm not gonna spare their feelings if I see him, like wasting a good therapy session, and if I don't see any progress, I'm telling him, like, listen, man, I don't know what you've been doing in that therapy, but you need to actually like get involved, because I was in therapy for work because I had FMLA. I didn't care for that, but now when I chose to do it for myself, I'm actually seeing changes, real changes within me. So I agree and disagree. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, for sure. Gotta put that work in. Finesse, you been here for a minute. What's good?
Thank you. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
All right, I was in the lab earlier. There was a lot of noise in there. But I have been following the Passport Bros since it started with the internet. I've gotten a few, not gonna say beef. I'm just gonna say I got a lot of back and forth with the casualties in between them. But I was rooting for him. I was championing for him at first because all I kept hearing was we're leaving the country to go find wives and traditional wives. And I was like, oh, okay, nothing wrong with that.
I was
More power
cool
to
with
you.
that first.
Hey, honey. However, it got sinister when I noticed time is passing on. We get on like year 3, year 2 and 3, and none of these men are married. And then I just see the bashing of black women, and I'm like, well what we did y'all? Yeah, go ahead, Benny.
Yeah, I'm saying that, and that's the point that I keep making, and that's the point that I ask every last one of them. Where's your wife? If these women are so great, and it's not even just passport bros, it's the snow bunny chasers, the Latina lovers, the Asian persuasions. If these women are so great, where is your wife? Why are you not married to whatever you say is so much better? Why are you not married to them, creating your family, building your family unit, and riding off into the sunset? You on the internet telling us how great they are and how bad black women are, yet you are not with the group of women you say are so much great and riding off into the sunset with them. Again, I have a homeboy that was a true passport bro. I ain't heard from that man. He hit me up every now and then and let me know he alive. That man ran off to South Korea, got married to a Korean woman, made some mixed Korean kids, and ain't been back since.
Well, Benny, like the guy said, like Mr. 57 said earlier, I got 3 to choose from, so it's hard to choose.
Yeah,
Who's the problem in that case?
Mr. Player.
See, and I would think your friend did it how it's supposed to be done.
But that was because he was intentional and he was purposeful in what he wanted. He wanted a wife. He wanted a traditional. He knew where he wanted to go. He learned the culture. He taught himself the language. He took his ass over there, found a wife, got married, and ain't been back since.
They're not that committed to don't teach themselves no damn language.
No,
they're
not I think that the conversation, like, is especially when it comes to passport bros, that conversation is kind of like dull down. We not talk about that because they went over there and then they got clocked over there. It was so weird. They got clocked over there. It wasn't a good situation for them. But what I want to say to men and people, like, I hate talking about men and women and relationships. I hate talking about that. I want to talk about relationships, the way that you have them, right? Relationships in and of themselves is supposed to be supportive. You're supposed to be able to understand that the person that you're getting with at the moment did not grow up like you, don't have the same mindset as you, don't have the same morals and values that you have. They don't have that because they grew up differently. You don't know how many brothers and sisters they have. They might have been an only child. Like, we have to recognize who we are dealing with at the moment.
Yeah.
But I don't think people pay attention to any of those things.
But that's the thing. These people that are single or dating or whatever, they affect everybody, which is why they're on the internet saying these things. Like, I was listening to one of these passport. I was probably there for like 2 minutes. I wasn't even listening that long. And the only reason why I stuck around was because he was talking about, this man straight up said, every single mother, if you don't have your baby father or whatever, no man should even look your direction. I'm listening to this man. I'm like, wow, that's a little extreme. But
don't say that Floyd
this
is
is
over there
very
dating single mothers
but it's
in
on par
Thailand.
because you know what? It's on par because it's very extreme radical behavior. If you're so radical enough to go across the pond and go to another country, I'm not surprised you're gonna say something as radical as every single mother should die alone. Literally, word for word, this man was. I was in disbelief, right? Literally, not even 10 seconds after he said that, I guess he read a comment and he was like, yeah, I have a daughter, but I'm not with the mother.
And you know what?
So you're telling me you have a child and you created a single mother. So you're exempted from this? Like, what?
And you know my issue with that is that, because my thing is with that, I'm like, okay, if you're a man, you single, you have no kids, and that's what you think, cool. You can think what you want of single mothers, but y'all still lay down and get in the bed with them. Now, I have a friend, my friend that was a pharmacist. Now, he didn't talk bad about single mothers, but he just said, like, look, man, I don't do women with kids. Now, when he said I don't do women with kids, that didn't just mean I don't date women with kids. It also meant I don't sleep with women with kids. See, but a lot of these guys, like I said, be thirsty for cat. And they'll sleep with single mothers and then get on the internet and talk bad about them. So if you didn't want to deal with them romantically or take them
Benny,
seriously,
they're not Creole. They can't read minds. I can read them. They can't read minds, and a lot of times when women look, let's be real about it. Women are people. They're not women, and men are not men. We are people. We live on this planet. You feel me? We are trying to go through things, but I don't understand why is it that they're supposed to be so conscious of what dudes is doing without telling the dudes to just be better. It weirds me out with that conversation.
you lost me a little bit there, Juice, but
Oh, okay. Well, what I'm saying is that like you was like okay, well the dudes is gonna come in, they won't cat. That's all they're looking at, right?
yeah.
And I was saying that like, well, what is a woman supposed to think at the moment in time? If he lying to her, if he not telling her the truth, what's she supposed to think?
No, I'm saying, well, there's ways to you got to have discernment. But what I was saying is for the guys, like what Bree was saying, if you're a guy who has all this disdain for single mothers, but then you're still sleeping with them, then shut the fuck up. Basically.
But they gonna do that. But then
Right, right.
I feel
where is
like
the
you're not like
solution?
there's like a lack of accountability in the thing. I'm not trying to attack you, but I just find it like, where is the accountability? It's on, like, I feel like you're giving these people a lot of grace, a lot of grace.
Yeah, Benny, I was trying not to say that, but you
You
is
said
giving them a lot
me?
of grace.
No,
Yeah.
Juice, you giving a lot
I'm
of these
not
men
giving who
grace.
you say I'm giving these
No,
niggas you say
you giving a lot of grace. Like, you are very. I
what
mean,
to
that's
these
great and
niggas?
all. I'm giving my family a lot of grace. Other than that, I'm gonna have a certain expectation for other people. Yes,
Oh, you
there is
think
this.
I'm
I'm
giving
gonna.
you
These
think I'm
people have to be
okay.
accountable. You cannot have these extreme high expectations and be cut from the same cloth of the cloth you don't want and have anything to do with. That doesn't make any sense.
Did y'all hear what I said? Hold on.
I think he was
Let
having
me
more
because
grace for the women, not the men.
I was giving y'all grace. But look, if you want me to go in, I go in. But let me
Now,
tell you real quick.
hold on, Juice. I'm gonna let commentary came up. What's good? You there? Commentary Q, you there?
We can hear him.
Hello?
Oh, hello? Oh, my bad. I was trying to work through my audio.
Oh yeah. What's up?
What's up, man? I was just joining. Uh, I was trying to piggyback. What y'all just saying? Because I was trying to run through my audio. What's the topic about?
Oh, well, I mean, the topic was about this passport, bro, here.
Oh,
But we was talking about dudes that have a lot of disdain for single mothers, and well, it was a Pat Bree said she was in a live with a passport, bro, and he was talking about single mothers, blah blah blah. They're basically scum of the earth. We don't need to deal with them.
No, that's crazy.
And I said, well, if you are a man, and you have disdain for single mothers, then don't sleep with them.
Oh no, I can speak that.
Benny, you missed the important part. He is divorced, and his wife is a single mom.
Oh,
so
say something on that real quick? I mean to cut you off. Can I say something about that real quick? I'm actually I got married to a single mother, and that ain't got nothing to do with no like disdain or scum of the earth. That's just personal experiences. Whoever that person was dealing with, and she, prior to her, she had 2 kids, and me and her now have a daughter. So that don't got nothing to do with disdains or they scum of the earth and all that crazy nonsense. It's this ridiculous stigma behind single mothers that a lot of it has come from social media. You know, just to make that point.
Yeah. Come on up, Too Deep.
Can I add something with the single mother thing?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
So I'm gonna tell from my own personal experience. When I was overweight, man, I used to date a lot of single mothers, and that's not even. It like I realized is because I was trying to go for something that's more receptible to talk to me, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just that there's a lot of men that still thinks like that, and I'm disgusted that when I was young I used to behave like that. But when there is a lack of confidence that exists, oftentimes people will do what they got to do. And especially when it comes to like passport bros. This girl I'm talking to said something funny. She was like, men goes to DR and women goes to Jamaica. All that has to do with those people traveling looking for love. It's just they are not getting lucky in America. And that's the honest truth. They're not getting lucky out here, and it's sad. And also,
you muted. You got muted.
My apologies. I was talking, and then my lady started acting her 2 cents in, so I had to mute her real quick. But sorry about that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. So I had to mute her real quick. But overall, though, man, like as far as the whole single mothers, me personally, I was indoctrinated to believe like don't date a single mother. You're a handsome boy. You can find a girl without kids to date. If you have kids, it's okay. But if you don't have kids, why would you do that? Those are indoctrination that happened when I was growing up.
Again, and that's fair. But my thing with the guys who have so much to say, again, like my friend, he said, I don't have children. I'm not going to do money. That's fine. My issue comes is when you have all this negativity towards single motherhood, like this Too Deep fella up here, and then you turn around and you still lay down, you sleep with, you deal with, and you entertain single mothers.
That's hypocritical, right there.
Exactly.
Hold on. I want to say this though.
If you're a maker of a broken home, you cannot be over here acting holier than thou when you create a broken home. One thing my father said too, he was like, me and your mother lasted, son, because we both wanted this shit. If one of us didn't want it, this shit would have failed because my father wasn't the best. You feel me? But he knew that, look, listen, I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep this family together. And my mom put him through hell. And as a man, he went through all these trials and tribulation to keep his family together. I'll be honest with you. I'll go as far as say this. Once a woman marry you, it literally, I'm not saying all, I'm saying from my personal experience, because my parents have been married for over 50 years, it will take a lot for you to break the family. Whether you stop paying attention, either party stop doing the things that you're supposed to do. If both parties are willing to make it work and focus on the legacy that this the family's the legacy, then it will work. So as far as like women having children, I would say this. This is why I said I'm a man. I admit I'm not men enough to be with a woman with a kid. Why? Because if I'm providing for that kid, I should be able to discipline that kid. And oftentimes, single mothers will not even allow you to discipline. Oh, don't touch my son. Yeah. Get the fuck, don't discipline my son. You mean to tell me this bald-headed little nigga is disrespecting people? I can't say nothing when I'm feeding him?
Why you gotta be all that, bro?
God, my apologies.
Whoa, Danny, bring it back.
I'll bring it back. But you gotta understand.
That boy has some trauma unpacked in there.
No, I did it. It's a girl that I really like. She was from Louisiana.
I'm just laughing.
No, she was from Louisiana, and she had a kid, and like I was providing, and as soon as I was like, "Yo, young man, you ain't gonna talk," and she's like, "Oh, let me discipline my son." I was like, "Oh, what?"
What I'll say to that is when guys have that issue, I'm not you specifically. I don't know what y'all personal situation was, but one of the things that, because my wife was a single mother, one of the first, I didn't have an issue dating a woman with kids. Now I did have my stipulations, like you had to have, you can't just have a bunch of baby daddies, and then so you know what I'm saying. But one of the first things I said was like, I let women that I dealt with that had children, I let them know, like, look, if you're not gonna allow me to discipline your child how I see fit of discipline, then we're not gonna work. But see, it doesn't just and it goes back to conversations about family planning. Now, it doesn't just have to be with a woman with kids, because it can be a woman with no kids and you're the guy with no kids. And if y'all don't have those important conversations about parenting styles and discipline and things of that nature, and then y'all end up having children, and you think because, well, she didn't have no kids, we should be good. If both of y'all have different parenting styles, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be on the outside looking in, and she going to be a single mother. Because that's one of those things where if y'all not on the same page, it's not going to work, bro. If you're the type that you're a firm, disciplined guy, and she's like, no, because there are women that aren't single mothers that will still turn around and hit you with, that's my child. You hear it all the time on this app. There are some women out there that will be like, no, you're not gonna hit, you're not gonna whoop, you're not gonna discipline. No, there are women that step on their men's toes when it comes to disciplining their kids, especially them little boys, every day, and they ain't not a single mother. So it goes back to having those conversations about y'all's parenting styles, and a lot of people don't have those conversations. They just think they're gonna have kids and shit's just gonna work. So,
Benny, do you mind if I pick your brain for a second? I'm gonna, because I think that's very important.
Go ahead, then I'm gonna get the too deep up there.
Yeah, I think that's very important to talk about, honestly. The little boys, to be quite honest with you. But let's talk about it. So when it comes to kids and discipline, and dating somebody that already has a kid, my first question is this: what does that look like?
What you mean?
Like when it comes to dating them, like in your mind, in your envision, what does it look like?
Like when I was, you said, wait, hold on, repeat the question real quick.
I said, whenever you date somebody that has a kid, not saying that you date somebody right now, you feel me?
Like when I was talking to my wife at the beginning.
Like envision, like what did you envision with that?
Well, it was, a relationship with her, a family with her and her kids. Again, I come from, like when my mom and dad got divorced, my dad got remarried. So, when I moved in with him, like I had a blended family, you know what I'm saying? So I saw that dynamic, and you know what I'm saying? So like I said, it wasn't an issue like I knew in talking to my father, you know what I'm saying? Like there were things that he told me to make sure that, and even my grandfather, like the first time I brought my wife home, I was like, some people are like daddy's girls and shit, mama's, but like I was a grandbaby. Like
that's where I am too. Yeah,
my grandparents I was their baby, right? So when I first brought my wife home, my girl, she was my girlfriend at the time, and my grandfather pulled me to the side and he said, He was like, you see what you're dealing with over there, right? I said, what you mean? What you mean, granddaddy? He said, that woman got kids. That's a woman right there, and she have children. I said, well, duh. He was like, no, she has children. He was like, so if
Nah, he
you
was serious.
and
He
he
was
told me straight
serious.
up, I was like, duh, Papa, she got kids. He's like, no, if you ain't ready for that and you're not ready, like you don't need to play around with that shit. So if you're
Hmm.
not willing to deal with that, you need to leave that woman alone and let her go find somebody that will deal with that.
But
Right.
Mr. Benny, I guess the reason why I asked that question, I would have asked more questions, but I'm gonna let it lay.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
I was told, what I was told in my life growing up was envision yourself with the person that you're trying to be with, right?
yeah.
Envision.
But
And I
again,
think a lot of people, especially you, I think they get a lot of misinformation about what that looks like. Because just like you said about she has a kid, it was deep. It wasn't just some surface conversation. You feel what I'm saying?
yeah.
So that to me is like when we're trying to articulate ourselves towards you to tell them like, yo, there's conversations that's being had, but you're hearing all this other misinformation. You're not hearing what we talk about.
It's kind of like the conversation that I've talked about this before. That dude that was like, oh well, when he asked the woman that had children that he was talking to, he was like, well, how are your kids gonna be an asset to me, nigga? That's not the kind of question you ask a woman with children. The questions you should be asking are, if little Johnny come home with bad grades and I take away his PlayStation, are you gonna get upset at me? If if I get to popping him on his ass and yanking him up because he over here disrespecting you and calling people out,
Right.
are you gonna be upset with me? Are you gonna step on my toes? If I gotta, are you gonna require me to provide, but then I can't discipline? Like those are actual questions you should be asking a woman with children. Not
1000%.
how are your kids gonna
But
be an
but that
asset?
but that's what I was saying, Benny. Why? How come that question is not the conversation is always about? I want my woman to be submissive, but we
Because
don't talk about none of this other stuff.
those men aren't trying to be married. They're not marriage minded men, because marriage minded men aren't asking dumbass questions. They're asking, having conversations that actually matter when trying to be married. They're not asking their wife, you gonna cook and clean and be submissive. They're gonna ask her real life questions that matter 10, 15 years down the road, that are gonna talk about her character, her principles, her morals, her belief system, her parenting styles, what she actually stands for and believes in. They don't ask those fucking questions because they didn't see marriage growing up, so they don't even know what to even ask or look for. So they just think, well, she supposed to cook, clean, and wash my clothes. No, you're describing what your mama did for you. That's what you're describing. That's not a submissive woman. This is a woman who gonna wash your dirty ass drawers. But anyways, I want to get to Mr. Too Deep. What's up? You had some stuff to say in the comments. What's up? Too Deep, are you there?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, my bad, the trolling in the comments, but yeah, I know what I said, but to be real, my my mom is a single mother, and I love my stepfather very much, so so I was just talking.
You was just talking. How old are you?
18.
That is sad. That you are a product of a quote unquote cup, yet you would type some goofy ass shit like that in my comments.
It was a joke.
No,
My
but
bad, my
why would
bad.
you even what that's a horrible joke. That's not a joke. If your stepfather saw that joke, what the fuck would he say?
I'm not gonna lie, he would probably laugh.
He would laugh.
He's pretty funny.
Oh, okay. Oh, so he might be a goofy just like you then. So I see why you would say some stupid shit like that. Would your mama laugh? She funny?
Shoot, I don't know about that one.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting.
If I was a stepdad, I'd whoop your ass.
Man,
That's crazy. Well,
I don't know why we beating around the bush. Let me tell you something. You 18, I get that. I got that. I understand that you're 18. Let me tell you something. The thing that you need to take away from this conversation is information. Just take it away. You don't have to change your whole personality right now, but just take away information. Benny is just telling you something like that wasn't cool. He set a boundary. Just take that. You feel me?
But you say your stepfather would let you. You around him right now?
Oh no, he at work.
Oh, he at work.
Yeah. He also lives about 20 miles away. So.
That's crazy. Oh, you in college?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm pretty sure if your stepfather saw that comment and heard the conversation we were actually having about men who date women like your mama, he wouldn't laugh. I would bet my paycheck, my month's salary, that man would not laugh. He'd be ready to slap the shit out your ass because I bet he the one paying for that tuition, ain't it?
Oh no.
he don't. So he don't help you with your college or anything like that.
No.
Okay. So you
just based off grants and all that shit.
But 2D, take the information though. Listen to what Benny is saying. Just digest.
No, I understand. It was disrespectful. I shouldn't have said that.
Okay. I would just love to see his reaction and see if he just would laugh at the way you making the scene. That's sad that you would even make a joke like that. The boy, you the reason why niggas don't want to be stepfathers. Because you would disrespect the man that stepped in when your daddy wouldn't to take care of you.
Well, it's not exactly like that, but I see what you're saying.
Whatever it is, your daddy, whatever the case may be, your daddy is not right there with your mama no more. And that man came in and he helped raise you, and you would say so, you would type some shit like that with your dick beaters. That's crazy. That's crazy. But hey man, you have a nice one, bro. You got some growing up you need to do, and I feel bad for that man that stepped in to help raise you. That's sad. That is sad. That's crazy that you will utter some shit like that out your fucking mouth.
Benny, can I say something? Then I'm gonna drop it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Some of these kids are just out of
as far as in reference to the young man that just dropped, I don't want anybody to think that he represents how most stepkids feel, because that is not the case. I have a stepfather, and we're preparing to fly out.
Yeah, I already know. I know. He is not a representation because, like I said, my father, to my stepbrothers and sisters. Hell, my daddy has been in. She ain't even our real blood sister, but he's been there since that girl was little, and to this day she our sister. You know what I'm saying? So I know he's not a representation of all that. I know, but it was just sad. And then to get up in here and I was just joking. That wasn't a joke. You really like if that was just a joke. Like I said, for you to sit there and say something like that, trying to be funny and troll, like that speaks towards you. Who you are as a person, that your mother was a single mother.
Yeah, stepchild.
And you know what I'm saying? You already can tell what type of dude he is, what type of kid he was.
And then I'm gonna say this one last thing, and then I'm gonna drop. For online, what I want everybody to understand is when you get online and you speak about your disdain for anything, whether that's single mothers, whether that's you hating Applebee's, whatever it is, when you get online and you say that you don't like
Applebee's
and you like X, Y, and Z better, I just want everybody to keep in mind you are providing a playbook for the opposite team to come in and infiltrate.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna leave it at that. And I'm gonna drop. It's easy to come in and infiltrate.
No, don't drop just yet. Let me say what I gotta say before you drop, so you can hear it.
All right.
I want to say this to Benny. Benny got on his ass, and you know why he got on his ass? Because of the fact that boundaries were set. When you want to join a grown-up conversation, you gonna get treated like that. But at the same time, it's not to be mean or to be dismissive. I was trying to be soft with him because Benny was really not playing with him, not even a little bit.
That's some goofy ass shit to say, considering that your mother was a single mother. and you had a dude come in and save your mama, and then you would say some shit like, "Oh, like you are the unwanted seed that the cup came in and took care of," like, and then turn around and be like, "Oh, it was just a joke." No, that wasn't no joke. That wasn't no joke. That wasn't no joke. That man feels some type of way about his stepdaddy.
I was trying to save him. I was like, hey yo, you came up here, you said what you said, but just listen to Benny, what he's trying to say, but he did not want to hear what you had to say.
Juice, you can't save
I
everybody, especially not no little ignorant ass boy.
Exactly.
He's
Okay?
like a baby
my
boy.
You
yeah,
know
you're
what?
right, you're right, you're right,
And
you're
He
right.
that's
don't
the
see
that
baby
you
boy.
where do
He don't
where
see
where do
baby
you
boy.
where do you think he got that rhetoric from? Niggas like him.
All
Rhe-
on.
Rhetoric like that on the internet, these young boys are listening to this shit. And then for him to joke like that, ha ha ha, that shit wasn't funny.
And this is why it's dangerous.
You're right, it is.
Yes, they're easily influenced nowadays.
And,
Just
and
way
this
too
and
easily
this
influenced.
and that's why I said, that's why I had that entire beef with public offender, because I'm saying that, and Drew will follow, because I'm saying that when these kids are watching hate men rhetoric, pink pill rhetoric, red pill rhetoric, these kids, women, young boys and young girls are watching this shit. They're seeing this shit. And it clearly, you saw an 18-year-old boy get up here and he talking about some shit that you would think somebody like him would say. They're watching this shit. So
My 20-year-old would never say that. And you know I got a blended family.
exactly,
But my
exactly.
20-year-old stepson would never say no shit like that.
That ain't no. That's not a joke that you even throw out there. I wish my son would get on here and say a joke like that. Boy, you would be out of my house.
But
You would be
again,
out of my house.
when you provide the playbook, of course the opposite is gonna come in and be able to follow and do everything that you're saying because you provide a playbook. You tell them what you want. Of
Crazy.
course they're gonna be able to fake it till they make it because you giving them the play.
That's
So
crazy.
do me a favor. I want everybody to stop providing
Hold
playbooks
on,
and
Vero.
see what you get.
And it's crazy because, again, mind you, if he'll joke and troll like that in my comments, he's saying that shit somewhere else.
Oh yeah, he probably saying worse.
It's coming out in conversations around other his peers, the women he's around. See, and they'll hear that, they'll listen to that, and they'll judge him based off of that. And then he'll get back on this very app and complain about black women not wanting to talk to him.
Hold on, Benny, because let's really get there. Let's get there because you're a very intelligent person. The niggas put it in his mind, and the women perpetuate it.
That's how that works.
I mean, there's
The
some good
women
ways.
perpetuate it. But the niggas put it in his head. Let's be real about it.
Yeah.
They put that stuff in his head. Because he didn't get that out of nowhere.
But here's the thing about that, about perpetuation, and that's why I said I've been studying. I've been like studying this for a long time. It's not necessarily being perpetuated because you got a lot of guys who've been following these guys, and it's starting to disintegrate from them. It's starting to see. Hold on, this ain't what y'all saying it was. They don't all act like that. They don't. Go look at it. They distancing themselves from a lot of
I just want the women to stop trying to make it seem as if y'all are the victims every single time. It's not like that all the time. I need y'all to understand something. Y'all do perpetuate toxic masculinity, and y'all don't even see it all the time.
I do believe
I'm
it's a
telling you.
balance. Yeah, I think it's
A
a
lot of them
balance,
do.
men
Yeah, a
and
lot of them
women.
do.
There's a lot of group of women that are perpetuating, and there's a lot of group of men that are doing the same. So I live on the code of balance. It's crazy and chaotic on both ends. And once you start pointing fingers, then that's where the confusion comes on, and the
No,
confusion
I
is the
just
energy
want
of
the
the
youth.
devil.
When it comes to the youth, when I brought this up before I even knew he was 18, I had just said something about the youth. I had just said that. But what I was trying to tell y'all was this. It is a different type of reflection when you go in the mirror and you look at yourself and you're just like, okay, well, who do I want to be today? Do I want to be towards the youth or do I want to be towards this nigga? A lot of women don't do that. They are getting on this app. They getting gassed up. they not
I
they
just
not
don't.
even looking
I
at
don't.
what's going on. I keep seeing so much homophobia, so much perpetuation on toxic masculinity. I keep seeing this shit.
See, I don't see that.
It's such.
Well, I'm not gonna say I don't see it, but I feel like it's a fine balance. Just as much as you'll see women in the comments saying men ain't S, you'll
Internet is
also
just
see
showing
women.
you a small amount of it,
Yeah,
though.
you'll also see women saying no, your man ain't S.
Well, that's where I go back to what I said earlier, where you like we're going through the same thing, right? Yet we start pointing the finger as if we're not both doing the same shit and pointing the finger at both sides. And I said that's why I asked earlier, like when y'all sit down, like I said, I'm gonna post this live on YouTube, so whoever just joined it, you can rewatch the entire thing. This has been a good one. I asked the question when you like, where's the disconnect? Because if we're going through the same problems, we're enduring the same shit. It's just I'm a man, you're a woman. What's the disconnect?
I think the disconnect is this, friend. Intersectionality. People cannot put themselves in other people's shoes a lot of times. I'm not saying everybody has that capacity. I'm just saying that is something that happens. It was some straight dude asked me today, like, how come gay dudes can understand women so much? I was just like, we don't.
You know,
Sorry, my bad. I was saying we don't shy away from our femininity.
you know what I like. Again,
But
I
we
want
also
everybody to when they get off this live, I'm gonna get off in a little bit. When y'all get off, I want y'all to and y'all get to some.
but I was trying to tell you though, it's intersectionality.
Hold on, Juice. I got you. When y'all ask yourself tonight this question, I hope y'all think about it. Where's the disconnect? My personal belief is that black people we don't we don't give a fuck about each other, and we've been so dehumanized by the system through history, the of course slavery and shit like that. Like we've been programmed to not look at one another and give a fuck. That's why we talk to each other crazy. That's why we unalive each other crazy. We don't value the same way they don't value black people. We don't value ourselves. So when I look at that black woman, I don't got no compassion for her. I don't got no grace for her. I don't have no sympathy for her. When she look at that black man, she don't got no grace for him. She don't got no understanding for him. She don't got no sympathy because we don't give a fuck about one another. Like general common decency and courtesy, basic human level give a fuck. We don't do that to one another. Because again, now we was on a live a couple weeks ago, and there was a conversation which was funny because it happened literally in real time. A live popped up, two lives popped up. One was black people, one was pale people. The conversations were the topics of the conversations were exactly the same. They was talking about the whole bear shit, right? The man choose a man to bear, right? We scrolled on the black people live. They fussing, they cussing, everybody over talking each other. There's no lack of respect. Everybody's over talking. Nigga did you ain't shit. Just chaos, pure chaos. The mods couldn't get nobody in check. The host couldn't get nobody in check. It was just chaos. It would get quiet. Somebody will say something. Is it? Blah. Again, the pale people live was the same exact topic. Mind you, it was serenity. Everybody got their point across. People stopped talking to let the other person talk. People finished their thoughts. People disagreed with one another, but they were still able to come to mutual understandings. And I said, you know why that is? because at the end of the day, they have a common level of respect for that other pale person because they know, hey, you a pale person. You look at our side, you can't shut the fuck up and listen and actually comprehend what I'm saying. And even though we may disagree, find a common level of understanding amongst each other because, nigga, I don't give a fuck. I don't care what you got to say. I don't give a damn what you got to say. And you can't say it's just, well, and if you ever notice, especially those people, they'll do that to another black person, but then they'll get in pale spaces and Latina spaces and Asian spaces, and they'll have that respect. They'll have that courtesy. So you know it's in there. They just don't have it for black people. And it could be consciously or subconsciously. And I know it because they do it to me personally. When I have my lives, when people come in, what do I do? Hey, how are you doing? What's your name? You know what I'm saying? I give a proper greeting. Good morning. Good afternoon. How you doing?
I just got up here.
Well, you did, but I stopped you, right? And I said, you know, how you doing? You was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, but there have been lives where women will come in hot, ready to go, and I'm like, good morning, how are you? Good morning, good morning. They'll be like, good morning, nigga, damn. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I just want to give, like, I can give that person that black woman, a common level, and even black men, I give them a common, even the passport bros that came in, he came in, I gave him a common level of respect because I respect myself as a black man. Why would I not respect another black man? Why would I not respect another black woman? I can't even get that back. So it just goes back to the world don't give a damn. They don't respect black people. They don't see black people. Even black people don't even give a damn and see other black people.
But Benny, outside of what you're saying right now, that's what I've been saying this entire time. When I say give a pat on the back, when I say optimism, when I talk about, like somebody said in the chat, hope, like it doesn't have to be like that.
It
But
doesn't.
we just have to, like, why? Like, I just don't understand. Like, why? Because I look at, if I was to tell y'all everything I'm going through right now, like, I've been in the hospital for 10 days. I lost my car because somebody hit me. I've been going through a lot of, bad energy that's been going on. But I don't show up like that. You feel me? I show up in positivity. But we never talk about that stuff because we always got to complain about everything.
Yeah.
I want to laugh with everybody up in here. I want to start because that makes me happy. That makes me enjoy life. It's to laugh and to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. But I ain't about to celebrate you just walking up in it there.
You ain't celebrating shit.
You better put some work in, goddamn. We go to the crawfish boil after you come out. You done bettered yourself, goddamn it.
First off, I'm cooking the crawfish boil, and you better not touch not damn one of them crab legs.
I don't do the crab legs, so you got it. But yeah, man. I mean, hey, but people. People we gotta get to a point where we have just a common level of decency for the next black person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't always gotta be cutthroat. It ain't always gotta be going for the jugular. Like, and you can disagree and still not have beef with each. Like, it's just, man, we really just
that was my
up.
issue when you had ran hot. When you ran hot out there, when them people was sharing your live and trying to give their little 2 cents.
Yeah.
I feel like they wasn't even, it was black people and they wasn't even listening. They didn't hear nothing you said.
Well, I'm not gonna say so. Agree to disagree, JD. I think that's a cop out for people wanting to remain ignorant. Because now, if we having an intellectual conversation, right, And you mean to say we having a back and forth, an actual genuine conversation between two intelligent people for, so let's say a 30 minutes, right? And you mean to tell me in that entire 30 minutes that neither one of us made a point to the other person that you can agree on? Like, I don't have to agree with everything you say, but I can say, you know what, hey man, you know what? You made a good point. I can see that. I can see the point you just made. So you mean, and that's what happened with me and Public Offender, and then come to find out all the rest of the shit I have found out about Buddy, and he's not a very intelligent person. So
that's the point. There's no grace. Where's the grace?
Right, and we can have and so if we have an entire intellectual conversation, and then at the end of it, you just like you ain't agree with nothing I said, I ain't agree with nothing you said, and we just agree to disagree. Like, come on, that's a cop out to just remain ignorant.
But let's be real. A lot of these niggas do this to the women.
What you mean?
Like, they don't listen. They don't have nothing to say. Like, when the women be talking about their emotions, I heard this like within the last 3 days. I'm not you, Benny. I'm not saying you.
No, I'm saying, you saw it today. I mean, you had this dude. He's almost 40. The other dude was 57, and you saw what type how they had a conversation.
They don't even want to listen. They don't even give a damn about how people feel. I hate that.
Go ahead, challenge. What you said, Dana?
That's it. Brew wanted to fight and everything, but I definitely understand what you're saying. Like, but it comes down to
I do fight.
It doesn't matter how old you are. To you don't equate age with wisdom, because some people are operating out here with their egos. Overall, one thing that I realized, you got to find yourself to be able to understand that people are different, and you got to respect how they feel and they believe.
What I said, Danny?
And what was that?
Hold on, Juice. Hold on.
What'd you say, Juice? I'm sorry.
I was asking. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I heard what you said. You want to reiterate? Reiterate for me.
Okay, I was saying that people was coming up here telling women, like, not listening to the women, not listen to how they feel, not listen to their conversation. Like, the women really haven't been talking even since I've been up here, and I want the women to talk. Like people was telling me, somebody told me yesterday, they was like, "Oh, you keep talking for women." I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm just like, they never get a chance to talk."
Oh, the ladies was talking. They were talking today.
Ladies been talking, man.
But Braves, you been in here. What's going on?
Hey guys. Okay, so Benny, thank you for bringing me up, and hello everybody. I
Hey, baby.
Hi, I'm from Europe. I'm currently in Europe, and I do experience passport bros a lot. And I also wanted to just put my 2 cents in it and just make you guys look at it in a different perspective than it really is from my side, from the European side, the ones that really experience the passport
Well,
bros.
us Black Americans, girl, because we need another perspective. Go ahead.
Before you go,
What'd you say?
What part of Europe?
In Germany.
Okay.
Speaking the Deutsch.
So what did you say, Juice?
I said, tell us Black Americans, because we need another perspective, because ain't nobody listening to me. So go ahead, baby.
Yeah, listen to me, because I'm dealing with the Black Americans here, right? The passport bros. So I really want you guys to hear me out, because we're having a specific issue right now as Black women in Germany right now, which is Black Americans are coming to our country, and I'm not talking about all of them because that would be wrong. I'm talking about the ones that are the passport bros, and that specifically told me the reason why they much rather date a European woman or an African woman, which I am, and give like all these long lists of reasons as to why they don't want to date an African American woman. And some of us, I'm not talking about all of us, but I really do
think a lot of us African women or European Black women always speak about, like, why don't you date somebody in your country? There's no way you can tell me that you can't find the right person for yourself in your country. Like, why would you think, and why would you say something negative about your women like that, right? It's always equating to, oh, they're so like argumentative, they're this, they're that, right? And it's very disheartening. It's very sad, because at the same time, while we're hearing this, you see a lot of German women dating these passport bros, and they do everything for them. It's like they're pretty much getting like men, like, you know how it equates to like basketball players, or like levels of a type of men that they would get. An African American man is like a prize here, so they would do anything for them, and we don't like that. We really want to be respected as well, and African American women to be respected as well. And we're sitting here fighting back and forth as to why you are telling us you can't find the right woman for yourself in your own country. And it's really sad. And also, I just want to make sure that you guys understand, it's not only African American men, it's African men, it's Black men in general doing the whole passport bro situation.
Can we
right?
not like we don't, like, Black American men never get a break. I'm kind of tired of it. Like, we never get a break. And I'm
What do
not
you
saying
mean
that
by
I'm
that?
going to be a passport bro or whatever, but it's kind of like, you got Benny. That's a good. That's great man. You feel me? You got me. That's a great man with a whole degree and all this stuff going on, right? We got men in this country that are great men, but
Yes,
then
I
people
agree
leave
with
and then
that.
they make us
Yeah,
look
hold
bad.
on, dude. Hold on. But she's talking about
The passport bros.
right. She's talking about
We are aware. We are fighting and arguing for the fact that there are good African Black American men that are good, Black American women that are good. We are out here trying to say that that's not true what the passport bros are saying. We don't want to date those type of men, but there are women that are dating
I
these
told
type of
Judy my
men.
funny.
So I got a question. So these dudes that you're talking about, what, like, when they go and they're talking to these women in Germany, what would you say is the quality or the level of quality of women that they're talking to?
Well, okay, so what I've noticed, in my opinion, is very submissive women, to the extent it's like fanatic, and also light-skinned women, but preferably from a different country, like not even
Well,
not even Black.
what I mean is, like, are these women educated? Do they have careers? Are they, well off in Germany, or are they
Some,
women?
yeah. Some, of course. Some have family wealth, all that type of stuff, but some don't. They just pretty much pick different country women just for that sense.
See,
Just
Benny, she's telling the truth. She's telling the truth, because if those passport bros could get that in America, they wouldn't leave America. She's
yeah.
telling you the truth. When
It's
guys
really
leave,
out here. We're really
no,
struggling. I'm telling you this for real.
there's
Like,
a distinctive group of women who
they want a
of
green
group
card.
in America. We have to accept the fact that most women, when they get in their mid-20s to their 30s, a lot of them are either settled with their husbands, or they have, and this is not a slant or a shade, or they have babies out of wedlock. Now, when you eliminate all the women that maybe not been around a man or had a man in their family, that they really don't really relate to men, because they didn't have no male role models, so it's hard for them to really make a connection to a man. That's the part of the conversation people like to keep out. A lot of these women
and men. I say the same for the men. And you find that most of these men that didn't have fathers, they are the ones out here with the multiple baby mamas. But you want the square dude, the lame dude, to come behind them and take care of those.
All right, bro. I got questions I need to ask Braids. So these guys, you say that y'all are struggling. What do you mean by y'all are struggling?
Well, okay, so as an African, as a black woman, I really appreciate seeing and being around black love, African love. And this is the issue that we have as Africans in general and as the African American, because we do have African Americans here that are creating relationships with different country women or men. The thing that bothers me and struggling with is that when I'm around like the streets and I hear younger African men, black men, specifically saying, "Oh, if you were like, for example, I was walking down the street one time and I heard a couple of young guys talking, and they were like, "Oh, if you were to pick." They were like pretty girls, and one was black and one was white and one was Asian. Who would you pick? And they would be like, I would definitely pick a white one, like no doubt about it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
That
about.
hurts. Hearing that hurts because they're young. They're 14, 15. Like I'm pretty sure, and it's affecting our future generation. It's not only affecting us. Passport bros are affecting everybody, and I'm including African men too, like Nigerian, Ghanaian, Ethiopian. Everybody is because they're all doing it. They're dating outside their race with the intent of thinking they will get a more submissive or whatever it is that they're looking for, which they keep saying negative things about us to do that for, which is very disheartening. If they don't talk negatively about us and do what they want to do, it's fine. But they talk negatively about us. That's hurting
So
each other.
That's a running narrative. Ain't nobody out here talking negative like that. Trust.
Hold on,
I
dude.
get what she's
Well,
saying.
over here.
It's colorism.
Over
Hold
here.
on, bro. Everybody
Everybody be
hold on.
quiet.
Hold
Everybody
on.
be quiet.
Everybody jumping in. I'm trying to talk to her. So, because I don't want to talk about the young kids. I don't want to talk about the African men. I'm talking about the African American, the black men from America.
All right.
So when they come over there,
Yes.
you said that they're finding these submissive, traditional, non-black women.
Yes, they're not traditional. They're pretty much portraying black culture, if I may say so.
Oh, yeah.
Like
So
they're pretty
they're
much
they're
they're like yes.
they're cosplaying black women.
Yes, and they do it very well, I must say. Like it's really baffling.
So they're not being these traditional stay-at-home, wash your feet, clothes. They're just
Yes, they are. They're
So are
they're
you
doing
saying they're
it.
black fishing?
No,
They're doing no.
guys,
Listen,
I
okay,
think I
it's
think
a
y'all are missing it. You
difference.
know how
It's a
like
difference.
Hold
I
on,
think
hold
y'all
on,
are missing it. You
hold
know how
on,
like in the early 2000s.
hold on.
Hold on, Juice.
No, what I wanted to say about that is they have their own ways of being submissive, being like there's a different way of the way that they treat their men.
Yeah, explain how they like what you see them doing or operating.
Okay, like I kept on saying, like, there's levels of type of men that you would find attractive, basketball player, whatever, like, how they would be treated, like men that have money, men that have like status, whatever. That's how an African American man would be treated in Germany. Right, so like the African American man is like the prize in Germany for those type of women.
Any level of African American.
Any level, as long as they're African American, they will be treated in a way that, like, Okay, I'll give you an example. For example, like I was on a date and I went to a club, right? I went to a club and I was on a date with another African American man. And I left and I went to go to the bathroom. And as soon as I went to the bathroom, there were 3 German girls actually asking him like, is she with you really? Or are you alone? Because we would, this is the type of like aggressive wanting to be with an African American man there is in Germany, right? So it actually benefits an African American man to come to Germany and live here. That's why they do that. There's a lot of African American that live here because they have women that they're married to and that treat them.
But they come there and they live there, correct?
Yes, they live there. They create families there, have children, and some of them leave after or whatever, but at the end of the day they're existing here. Yeah, for sure, they choose to live here because of those privileges. I've actually spoken to African American men that said specifically they don't want African American women because of this, that, and the third, and they feel better like treated here in Germany.
Okay.
And that's horrible, is what I'm
that's understandable.
It's sad. It's sad to the motherfucker.
It's really not understandable because America is huge. You cannot just sit here and put everybody in a bunch and say.
Have you ever heard of the Mann Act? The Mann Act in America is a law.
No,
you can't even bring a woman across state lines in America without, and that's breaking the law. To be honest, that's breaking the law. If you bring a woman across,
I don't understand that.
Yeah, that's the law in America. They call it the Mann Act.
From one state to another because you're married to her.
Hold on, Deke. Is that a state law or federal?
That's a federal law, bro. The Mann Act.
What's the law?
You don't even supposed to. If you can get in trouble bringing a woman from Illinois to Atlanta or Illinois to Georgia, just for, if you fly her in and she say, "Oh, he flew me in for."
No. Flew me in is wrong to begin with. I'm talking about.
I don't think that's a law because that don't even sound right.
Hold on. Stop. The Mann Act is a federal law that criminalizes the transportation of any woman or girl for the purpose of sex work or debauchery.
Oh, okay.
Or any
right.
other.
I was like, that don't sound right.
What are you talking about?
What I'm saying is this. People have been accused of different things. And trust me, if you brought a woman, like I said, if you brought a woman from another state into your realm, and y'all had a short relationship, she has the right to say that you violated her, and the Mann Acts cover that. That's what I'm saying. That's a real fact.
I think that your interpretation of that is a little bit different.
Yeah, but let's be careful and understand.
No, that means that all the women and all the men who got caught up in the Mann Act, they had
that's having fun with the women without the intention of doing anything long term with her. That's perfectly fine. It's not,
I think, but I'm saying that your interpretation of that is a little bit flawed.
It literally states what it is.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Whoa! Don't say that word.
Like, what are we talking about?
I'm talking to Benny, not you.
Finish up, Braids.
All I wanted to say is I feel like if you really see America in its all entirety, and you can't tell me nothing because I've also met a lot of African American women that are beautiful souls, sweet, loving, submissive, caring, beautiful, amazing. I don't sit here and try to say anything. I just really understand the fact that African American have really just given up. That's really what. Not all of them. I'm not talking about all of them. I'm talking about the passport bros. I really feel like they've given up and they've decided to come here and try to create this life with Not us, because we are aware, but there's others that are not, and they're living their lives, and they're sitting here talking really negatively about the African American women, and we don't stand for that. But there's a lot of them that do, and it's really upsetting. And I
Can
just
I
want
ask
us
you
to
a
wake up and
question?
understand that
Okay.
this is bigger than us. This
Can I
is,
ask you a
I was
question,
trying.
Can I
I
say
man?
was.
something real quick
I was trying to tell you.
after her?
huh?
Oh no,
I
y'all
would like
go
to ask you a
say
question.
something.
If it was foreign men coming to America looking for American brides, would you feel that way?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like
So,
it's no doubt about it. For me, what I feel like is, I'm not talking about like, oh, let's be within our races and just continue living that way. That's not what I'm saying. If you really love somebody outside your race, that's fine. Do that. But if you're going to a different country because you feel like your own country people are country women are not the ones you want, and you're talking bad about them, then I find a problem with that, because you are the problem with the situation.
Can I
people
And
just
you,
can I just say something real quick?
relocate to
yeah.
America all the time based on what you just said because they wasn't satisfied in their home country and they migrated to America. They come over here by the millions. So you saying,
Hold on,
Hold
So
on, hold
what
on,
do you
hold on, hold on, hold on,
hold
hold on.
on? What do you mean about that?
Why is
hold
it
on,
The
hold
we
on,
can't
what
do
do you
business
mean
Wait,
about
about
that?
that?
hold on.
wait. Everybody hush.
You're not gonna compare people migrate. These men are going to these countries specifically for a woman.
Right.
You're not gonna compare people trying to leave war-torn countries, impoverished countries, government-stricken countries, and things of that nature. Literal war zones, and things that cartels and things of that nature. To American men literally going to places to specifically find a woman.
Yeah, Ben, can I say something about that real quick too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cause I'm cause my wife is American, but I was born in Kenya.
Okay.
So I definitely agree with what you just said because that's two completely different things. Because reasons I left my country, I left it Kenya in the '90s, but I was a kid. But
Yeah.
it was wild in the '90s, like civil war and stuff like that.
Right.
So the whole passport bros thing, that's just people jumping off of, piggybacking off of what other people are doing on social media and being like, "Oh man, come on, man, these American women they ain't nothing." And if African men come from
that's a
back home
generalization.
and then they like, "Oh, well, we leaving America because American women are like that." That's
How
just
can they say American women? America is huge. They haven't dated everybody
because
in
because
America. They haven't
because what
dated every
it's
black woman in
because
America for them to say that. It
okay,
makes no
can I
sense.
no, I'm gonna answer that because they're basically going off of social media. Is kind of social media is one of the worst and best things that ever happened to us as a society because there's so much people that just don't even. It's not even people's personal experience. They're just going off of what other people are saying, like kind of how Benny was talking about earlier about like the different content creators that he's got into it with, went back and forth about certain things. They really don't understand how much of an influence that they have on people's thought process.
Biddy, can I talk to you for a second, if you don't mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
The conversation is I feel like people are losing the plot. I think that what Braves is saying is true, but what I feel in my spirit is this. I had brought this up earlier. Black American people are the target. We are the target of a lot of BS that goes on with other people in other countries, right? But then when somebody leaves this,
100%,
and
because
then
Black American
but
men.
hold
Let's.
on, Brace. I'm almost
Yeah,
done. I'm
I'm
almost
sorry.
done.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, cause I'm finna get to your point.
Thank you.
Black American men left this country, made us look like a fool.
Thank you.
The way I felt about January 6th is the way I feel about like how people make us look ignorant, make us look like we don't know nothing, make us look like we're not good people. You know what I'm saying? And especially
Elaborate
black
on it.
men. I'm sick of it. Every time I turn
Elaborate on
around now,
how
I gotta hear
that
somebody else
makes you look
ragging
bad.
on a black man. I'm tired of it.
No, no. Explain to us how a
Wait,
man traveling makes other black men look bad. I'm trying to figure
because
that out.
you
I
just
like
said
this.
you just
Hold
said some
on.
ignorant ass shit.
Wait.
Did you not just hear her explain? It's not you see that's what you I done
No,
let you up I done let you up here a couple of times and you continue
yeah,
to have a
I appreciate
disingenuous
that.
conversation about this. You keep trying to make it seem like it's a small population of men when she's on the
It's a
ground.
serious issue, guys. Like, we need to wake up. Please,
Hold
I
on,
beg
Brave.
you.
Hold on. She just explained that it's a lot she's in Germany. She's interacting with these men, and you're gonna sit here and say, y'all was saying this shit earlier. Oh, it's not all, it's just a small group. No, it's a lot of these motherfuckers going over there. And now you talking about,
Benny,
oh, well, like, no.
Benny,
It's about,
what is a if you had to put a number on it, what would be a lot to you?
I don't fucking
What
know.
would be a lot?
That's not the
I
point.
would love to tell you. I have my apps.
Yeah,
Like, I
what would
have
be
the
what?
dating
Give me a
apps.
number.
Listen to me. I have the dating apps on my phone. Like, I literally have African American men that I have spoken to personally. Like, I have decided not to date, that I have actually had a conversation with, and I'm sitting there and having to decipher between who is really for us and
Hold
who
on.
is not.
Hold on, Braves. So we have to come up with a number to disprove you, but you don't. So what's your number of men that's going over there that's doing the right thing?
Well, the thing I'm
No, no, no,
saying
no,
is
no, no, no,
because
no.
I actually
What's
live,
your number?
I
What's your number?
live. I can't give you a number because
Okay,
I have.
okay, okay, okay.
Can I finish
So
my
that's
statement?
it. So
Can I
that's
finish
it.
my
So
statement?
that's it. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Y'all can't never
Benny,
just
can
shut
I say
up.
something? Just
Hold
one
on,
thing.
hold on, hold on. Y'all can't never shut up. I ask you a direct question, and then you say I can't give you a number. So why the fuck would you ask us to give you a number when she's in Germany? She's dealing with these men. Do you like men? Yes or no?
And I'm gonna answer that
Do you
question.
like men? Yes or no?
I'm not gay, and I
Oh,
don't
okay.
like
So
them.
do you like men? Yes or no?
I no.
Okay. So how you gonna sit here and tell a woman who is the literal type of woman these men are supposed to be going to find and tell her she's making shit up or it's just a small number?
Oh, I didn't
And
say
she's
she was
there
making
and
stuff
she's
up.
there dealing with these men.
Benny, can I ask you a question?
No,
What? Can
stick with what the fuck I'm saying first. Then we'll get to
I'm
your
gonna
question.
stick with that. I'm gonna stick with that
So
because
how are you gonna tell
her
her?
represent her saying her saying what she said. She can only represent one person. She can't represent a collective of passport bros. So
Uh,
I'm not gonna sit up and say
you
that she
represent
has
a
all
lot
this.
of women
I'm
that
not
deal
gonna
with
sit up here and
passport
say that
bros.
she
What are
got
you
a lot of
telling me?
experience
It's
with
about
me.
statistics.
Hold
Like,
on. Okay. All right.
I'm
So
not gonna sit
D,
up here and say how much
how old
experience
are
she
you?
got with
How
me.
old are you, D?
So what I just said wasn't enough.
How old are you, D?
I'm your age.
You 31.
Yeah.
You a fucking lie.
So what? Okay, what I'm saying is this, bro. This is what I'm saying. You know,
And you said
it's
you
not that
married
many.
to
I worked overseas. I lived overseas,
and
and it wasn't that many people that I
you
ran
said
into.
and you said that you married to a foreign woman right now, right?
I'm engaged.
Engaged to a woman from you said the Dominican Republic.
No, from Thailand.
Okay.
And that's why earlier I was like, man, it's tripped out to hear people talk negatively about other groups of women because they're poor or they're from a third world country. Like they don't have no morals and no values. That's the same treatment we get as black men in America when we don't have a lot of resources. Everybody can't be engineers and some people got to dig the ditches. So the people who dig the dishes, who decide to lead the country and they are lucky enough to find somebody that they love, what's the problem? What's the problem with the people back home?
We have explained countless times what the problem is.
But that's for
It
men
just
who are.
goes over your head, and then you try to
Yeah.
minimize it by
You
saying,
talking
"Well,
about
that's just a
that?
small number of guys."
You talking about some dudes that go over there and they
You
trick
keep
off.
talking about people
Okay,
that are
I'm not
choosing
talking.
to be with each other and people that are doing this for passport bro reasons. We're talking
You
about
talking
passport
about the
bros. We're
worst.
not talking about real
Even if
love
you
and
talk,
people picking
hold on,
whoever they
man.
want.
Hold on.
No, it's
Even
not
if you
hold
talk
on. I'm
about
telling you what it
the
is.
worst
You're
case
not
scenario.
understanding.
No, the worst case scenario: a man buys a ticket to go to some other country, a developing country,
You're not
and he
understanding.
has
It's
fun.
not about the
That's the
tickets
worst case scenario
anymore.
that
It's getting
we're
worse
dealing with.
than that. Like, you're not understanding. It's getting
Then why
worse
are
than
the
the
women in
actual
those
tickets.
countries complaining?
Well, can I interject
What
for
she's saying
Why are
is not a
those
two
small
women over
number.
seconds?
there?
Does
Why
he not
they're
understand what I'm
complaining?
saying? Like,
I need you to.
I don't get it.
Okay,
Hold
everybody
on.
be quiet. Everybody be quiet.
Who wanted to go? Who wanted to interject?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Derek, they're not saying that it's wrong to go overseas. It's just to go out there and then bashing your people.
Thank you. That's all that it
No,
It's
is.
but
embarrassing.
we've said this, but then he tries to be like, well, that's just a small group of people. When this woman
It's
is
not
literally
small.
right, when this woman is, he worked overseas, so he know. But
No, we
this
are
woman,
actually living with these people. We
right? Like
know.
you're on the ground level
Thank
dealing with these
you.
men
That's all
every
I'm
day.
saying, guys. Like, let's wake up, please.
Benny, can I go in for a second if you don't mind?
Hold on, Juice. Hold on, Juice. Braid,
I got you
it is.
live because I want to go in.
I know, Braid. It is not. We hear you. Trust me, we hear you. We even people in the
I
comments,
hope
we
so.
hear you.
I hope so.
So please don't take this fake wannabe 30-year-old. I say I'm 30, but I know I ain't 30. Man up there at the top who wants to play dumb, who been here for hours with us. Because trust
It
me, I've been here since
hurts.
Benny
It hurts
started,
listening to this.
and don't want to believe you, and don't want to believe this, and don't want to
It
believe that.
hurts though. It
Okay,
really
I never
hurts.
said
but
that
trust
there
me, we
wasn't.
hear you, brother. Why are you talking when I'm talking? I'm the moderator. I'm the co-host. Why are you talking when I'm talking? I'm not even talking to you. That's the funny
Yes,
part.
ma'am.
You don't know how to be quiet. Y'all sit here and talk about women don't know how to be quiet. Women don't know their place. Brother, you don't know your place. You on somebody's panel and you don't even know your place. Like
I'll
I,
reply
I
when
don't I don't I don't understand. I don't understand. I've been here this whole hour cooking for my family and listening to this, and I'm just like, bro, you sit here and y'all say the same thing. Oh, women don't know their place. Let women know their place. But then you are you are the example of what y'all always talking about. Shut up. Know your place. Be quiet. Speak when spoken to. Know your place. Go
You
ahead,
talking to
Benny.
me?
It's all yours. Oh
Nah,
yes, I'm definitely talking to you.
Juice wanted to say something. Go ahead, bro.
I have to flip my shit. So y'all just let me have it for a second. Deke, I don't know who you trying to defend. I don't know what you're trying to say. I don't know what you're trying to do right now. But one thing that I do not like about some men is that y'all sit back when this woman was just talking about her experiences and you just counteracted that with your own experiences and how you do things. That is fucked up. That is weird. And then when it comes, like I just said, when it comes to men being out here, you got us crazy. Like we don't listen to them. But then you don't listen because you just counteracted her. Like you're not even doing your shit, bro. You're not even trying. But you got some bitch from Thailand. You got me fucked up.
See, that's
Don't
real.
talk to her like
That's
that.
real respectful. Calling my fiance a B. Yeah, that's real respectful coming from you. Okay, I'm gonna live. I'm
I
not
said
gonna
you
be
got a bitch
offended.
from
I'm
Thailand.
not
I mean what
offended
I
because
said
I
because you
know
not
who
listen to that
she
black
is.
woman. She was from
It
the
But go
really
same
ahead,
world to
speaks for
me.
itself, guys.
no,
It
go ahead and
really
say what you
speaks for
got to say, sir.
itself. Like, I really appreciate it, but it really speaks for itself.
Yeah, cause see,
Let's just
you know
remember
what?
that.
You know what? I just proved one thing. If what my man just said about my fiance was true, yeah, I would have flew off the handle. But I'm gonna let you have
Fly off
that
the handle
little
and beat me up
detail.
about it.
Sir, nobody's worried about your
Beat
fiance.
me
We're
up about
talking
it.
about passport
No, he
bros.
just
Stick to
said
the
she was a B.
actual
Okay,
topic.
I'm gonna
Why
leave
are
it
you
at
not
that.
understanding?
No,
What
he
you have
he
went
called
through
her
is not the same as a woman that
Yeah.
is African, that is black in this country, in Germany, is going through. So why are you talking?
Huh?
Why are you going
Because you
against
asked the
it?
question.
It's not the
The
same
question. That's why I'm
experience.
talking.
These niggas,
There's no
these niggas,
question. There
these
wasn't.
niggas. No, let me say something. These niggas need, all this activation from other niggas. They need all this activation because they not listen to their women. I just complimented Benny, and I said Benny listen to his woman. For sure. You feel me? But these niggas do not listen. They don't listen to the women in the comments or in the conversation. They want other niggas to tell them and give them validation.
It's
You
wrong.
got me fucked up.
That's
Fuck that
exactly
bitch
where
in
we're wrong
Thailand.
at.
I
Let's
say
listen
that.
to women that are going through it. Let's listen to women that are experiencing this.
That's
It's
crazy.
about the women. Let's
But
not
but
forget.
but we talk about black men bashing black women on this
Yes,
panel. Right? But
actively, young, old,
all I hear is the opposite.
everybody. What are you saying to me? I'm experiencing it right now, and it's African American men doing that in
Okay.
different countries. That's
Can I ask you
passport
something?
bros.
Are you black or are you white?
I'm black. I'm African. Yes.
Just said she. You don't see. You don't listen.
What?
You gotta.
Hey,
Like,
it's
what are
been
you
so much
saying to
said,
me?
man.
You gotta go. She done said that she is.
Oh my God.
You don't listen.
You guys, this is listen, Benny, can I just really say something real quick?
Oh,
And I
yeah.
really hope you guys understand it from the bottom of
I don't
my
want you
heart.
back.
Huh?
No, not you. I was talking to my son.
Oh, I'm
You're
sorry.
fine.
You guys, I really love you guys to death, and we don't see nothing of a difference. We're here in Europe struggling the same way. We're dealing with African men, every other type of man that we should be with, that we like, that we rather be with, that are choosing against that to be with other type of women because they feel like we're this and we're that. We're dealing with that right now.
You know what it is. Like it goes back to what I said earlier. It's self hate. It's self hate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's self hate, but also, Benny, can I really say something else?
They like to be fetishized.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to say, and that they said that to me. Word to word. That's what they said to me. Like they said they would do anything for me.
Hold on, I'll tell you this. There's a lot of black men who walk around, American black men specifically. I don't know about Africans. I don't know, but I know it's a lot of American black men who walk around and they lack self-confidence. They never got respect. They never got validation from women growing up, their mothers, their aunties, their sisters, whatever the case may be. And then they go and then they take that out into the dating world and cast those traumas and issues. Like Danny said, it comes from trauma, self-hate trauma. Then when they go to overseas, they get this validation. They get these women that fetishize them. They get all of these things, right? And make them feel like a man, feel wanted and shit. And that's probably the first time they ever got that. And again,
but they get treated like kings and queens here.
But I'll tell you one thing. I guarantee you that they treat those women overseas differently than they would ever treat a black woman in America. I guarantee
Benny, that's what I wanted to go to.
I guarantee you that they talk different, they react different. They
treat them different. They treat them everything that a black woman wanted. They do for that woman.
Well, I'm saying they give those women a certain love. They give them different types of. They give them a different type of grace, a different kind of understanding, because they know they can't act certain ways and do certain. And then the black women that get with those type of men do the same thing. And it goes back to what I say. You don't value black people. So you don't
Benny, say it. Just say it off top. Just say it. We don't take no bullshit over here. We just don't. Women or men, we don't take no bullshit. You feel me?
No. German women are very firm women too. They don't take bullshit.
I didn't say German women didn't.
that's
It's
what
a
I'm
little bit different over here.
that's what I'm trying to get at is these women, they don't just accept anything over there either. Japanese women are very, like, Asian women are very firm and stern women too.
They are very firm,
But
very
but
firm.
but they're not dealing. A lot of them, like I said, a lot of them, some of them, a lot of them, whatever you want to use, they don't deal with the American equivalent. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going over there, places like Thailand. Now, Germany, like I said, Braves can speak towards Germany, um, but it also I don't know, bro. It just go. It just, to me, it just goes
I
back.
can tell you.
What I'm trying to
I can
say,
tell.
Benny,
Hold on,
I'm
Braves. Let me
sorry.
say something.
Juice,
Let me
can,
say
can I
something real
just say
quick.
one thing? One
Hold on,
thing.
let
And
us
Go
let
ahead,
you
baby.
can
Go
go.
ahead. Go ahead.
Give
yeah,
me a
let us.
second. All I'm saying is I love the fact that this conversation is happening, right? But let's look at the bigger picture, right? Because Passport Bros has been like worldwide now, to the point where it's including even every type of black man in every area, right? Every Africa, Caribbean, African American, every type, right? And we here in Germany, we have issues finding black men that want to date us, and we're black women. We're African black women, and it's a problem for us. Okay, so it's not only affecting one country, it's affecting everybody, is what I'm saying. It's getting that big. So it is a huge topic. It's something that we need to work on. It's something that we need to understand. Like, it's not it's coming from self-hatred, and we just need to, like, work together and try to make better. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
I don't think I have. I don't think I have an answer for that, dude. Like, I really don't. Like, I think, like, I'm not. I'm intelligent, but I don't know how to answer that question because you're right. Like, other countries, it's
You know
getting
why I'm
big.
saying that, Juice? Is because African American are like, let's say we're not talking in loud, right? Let's just talk about within each other. African American are like the biggest, like, representative of African black, everything black, right? And those are like the biggest, like the top tier of black men, let's say, or black women, right? But when we talk about Passport Bros, we're talking about a lot of black men, because we don't see a lot of black women doing that. Now we do, but years of that going on is different, right?
Hold on, Bray. I wanna go back to something you said earlier about the German pale women out there. You
Yeah.
said that they emulate the black women.
You guys, it's so real. It's not even, we can't even say nothing about it, because we're okay,
So when
everything
you
that
when so when
we
you when so when
consume.
you say so when you say they emulate black women, what now? And I will say, now I've seen, like, 90 Day Fiance. There was a dude from, like, Wyoming that went and got that Russian chick or something like that, and she
Yeah.
was black. She was black
No,
people.
no, 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 no. Listen, Benny, when I say they're emulating black women, I'm talking about edges, hair, wigs, everything, nails, everything, all these things that black American women have created with the music, with African, Afro beats, everything included. Like, they do it so well, right? I have to say that you can't even say nothing about it. Like, they appreciate
So
it.
so that's
Um,
that's interesting that that's the case, and I say that because it's kind of like it's
but
equivalent to,
it's drowning out the black women here. We're
well,
drowning out, right?
you know what you should do. You should come to America then, because we got you
We
out
would
here.
love to, but we can't.
But
We can't.
one thing I'll say is it's funny that you say that they're trying to emulate what they think is a black woman, right? To appeal
Yes, and
to black.
it's
Hold on,
scary.
hold on. To appeal to black men, and it's equivalent to what I was saying about that whole black wife effect challenge when they had the pale men, and they're like, oh, he's so great, they're so great, But then you see the pictures, and they're getting pale men to emulate the idea or the image of a black man.
But
So if
hear me
that,
out. Hear me
so
out,
you like,
Benny.
hold on.
Hear
So
me
you
out, Benny.
hold,
I
hold
want
on,
to say
hold on,
something.
Bray. Hold on. So you like the image of blackness. You like the idea of blackness, but you don't want to actually be with a black person. So what you have to ask yourself to these dudes who think this, what's the fuck, like, I mean, we know the issue, but like, why? Why? So you'll go for someone who wants to emulate the woman that you say you don't want. You go for the look and the aesthetic, but you don't want to deal, you want to talk to an actual black woman. It sounds like self-hate to me.
I think it's deeper than self hate though.
I mean, of
I
course, it's
think
a
it,
lot. It's deeper, but that's surface level. We could go into the nuances, but surface level is self hate. You want your mixed kids. You want, it's a lot that goes to it, but that's just what it boils down to.
yeah, I agree with you. Like the mixed kids, like like I want to see myself in a different flavor,
The proximity,
basically.
the whiteness, like it's a lot. It's a lot. It's nuanced,
It's so weird, but what I want to tell you, Benny, is this. What I appreciate from Braids is this. She's in Germany.
yeah, she there.
She's in Germany. I am so shocked and a little bit like happy and a little bit like surprised and really like she just took my whole issue and just went out the window because I appreciate that. I don't know Braves from nobody. You feel me?
Oh,
But I do feel like Braves coming from you in Germany right now, right? I feel like I need to protect you in a
thank
real
you.
way.
I really appreciate that because we do that. We do that. You guys don't see it, but we do protect you guys as well. We don't date these men that are passport bros. We are fighting for our lives. We want to get married. We want to have children, but we're not dating these type of men either. And we're fighting, but nobody's fighting with us. And it's in every country. That's all I wanted you guys to know.
I tell you
No,
what,
you
bro.
no. That's why I said you got it. You got our protection. You got the
Thank
protection.
you.
Hey,
The thing about Black American people, women or men, the thing about Black American
Yes.
people is that we stay fighting. Like Haiti,
Yes,
Haiti stay
we
fighting.
see that.
We
You guys have
always
been doing
fighting.
that for us. Like we see it.
so,
And,
yeah,
and and it's so disheartening for us to see the disrespect. We can't stand it, but we can't do nothing about it because the system is made different. Like
hold on. Lofi Jam, shut the fuck up and get out my live.
Stop pissing him off. That Louisiana is always coming out.
Get out my live. Talking about ain't nobody even requested. Get out my live, goofy. But yeah, who the Quamille?
No, what I was saying, Biddy, like
Hold on, Juice.
if
Hold
you
on, nigga.
Hold on,
Damn,
Juice. Hold on, Juice.
damn. Juice be talking, boy. That damn Monroe. They ain't got no sense up there in Monroe. Quamille, what's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, what's up, man? What you got?
I know I came here in mid conversation, so I can't speak on, what I didn't hear, what I didn't, witness or whatever. But what I can speak on is that, if I was a person that didn't have color, right, that didn't care about the community, I would laugh because, my job is on autopilot. No matter what side you stand on, whether you feel we should go back to Africa or stay here in the subculture, whether you're a woman or a man, whether you're Afro Latina, you got a little bit of black, a lot of bit of black. All we doing is fighting. That's all we doing is fighting and disrespecting each other. And then we'll say, I'm disrespected, so I will disrespect you. You know what I mean? And the constant infighting, we'll never get anywhere. Your situation as a brother or as a sister is no more important than my situation because we both suffer because of our skin. So it should be unity. The fact that we're fighting to see who gets kicked more or who gets whipped more, you know what I mean? That's not conducive to where we need to be.
And that's why I spoke earlier and I said we going through the same shit, we dealing with the same shit, we experiencing the same shit as black men and black women, but we're not seeing that. So I asked the panel, the audience, the viewers, like, where's the disconnect? And I asked that question as in, like, when we get off this live and you lay down and you got some quiet time to think, ask yourself, like, what's the disconnect? Why are we not seeing that we're going through the same shit? Like,
I think that to answer that question and to be frank, I think that people love the intoxication of a war without fighting it. People like to stand on the sidelines and throw trash and talk.
Can I
Nobody
say
actually wants to.
something?
Hold on,
Nobody actually wants to really do the work. You know what I mean? People like to point fingers without doing the work. We say things like, let's protect each other. How? How are you going to protect somebody? What are you doing actively in your day-to-day life outside of social media, outside of the gaze of the public? People like quick, fast, temporary validation, and that's it. You know, you will be surprised about how many of us truly do not want to be black, brother. You'd be surprised how many people that champion these type of negative exchanges, if they had a chance, they'll be a Caucasian or be someone else. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of self-hate going on. Even the people that champion black pride and black love, and you know what I'm saying? They're doing it because they really don't have any other choice, and that's why in these exchanges you can see the self-hatred for themselves. You know, if you were talking about black love, if you were talking about unity and not cursing each other out and not yelling at each other and cursing each other, you wouldn't have as much people in here. We became a culture of negativity, brother, and until we stop that, we're not going to get anywhere.
You said I've become a culture of negativity?
I said we.
Oh, okay.
Appreciate that, Sal.
When you spoke about people stand on the sidelines of the war, right? I think that people I say this all the time, that there's a lot of people, it ain't just black people, but just people in general, who suck at life. Like, when they walk out the door, they're nobodies. Nobody gives a fuck what they say. They're invisible. And they come to social media to start riffraff, right? To start these wars, these conversations, these ignorant topics, and this hatred, right? Because they get a dopamine hit from doing it, because they finally feel like, yeah, I'm doing something. Like, I said that, or I did that. And other people like them will come and validate what the fuck they just said. But when they go outside their doors, don't nobody give a fuck about them. They can't
Hold
even
on,
get,
hold on, Brennan.
hold on,
Hold
Juice.
on.
No, hold on, Juice. They can't even get the 16-year-old that flipped burgers at McDonald's to even acknowledge anything that they said. But then they come on this app and now they talking reckless. They talking rough. They throwing rocks. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's, from what you just said, I think that's kind of where that comes from, where they like to stand on the sidelines of the war and start riffraff and start shit because they get a dopamine kick from that shit. That's what I think.
Yeah. May I talk now?
Yes, Juice. Damn.
Shit. Hold on. Let me see. First off, I don't know what you talking about, but um, we not gonna sit back and babysit nobody's ego and their intuition or what they feel as if what's going on right now. We was just talking to my girl Braids in Germany. I just told her that we got you, baby. We got you. We gonna take care of you. We just said that shit. This nigga come up here, say some negative ass shit about whatever we talking about, then you validated.
What
This
you
is how
talking
come we
about?
can't never get nowhere.
Hold on. What you mean?
What you mean? What you?
You ain't saying
Because you
some word.
you.
What you mean?
Hold on. Because Benny, because you validated what he said. Like he was talking about, like, oh, we can't never get
A
along.
whole
We can't
bunch of
do this.
nonsense.
Yeah, but because there's truth to what he is saying, and it goes to Braids' point of self-hatred. Because there's a
Yes,
lot
thank
of
you.
like he said, there's a lot of black people who don't want to be black. So then they go
I
to
got
It's
that part
okay.
though.
hold on, Jews, damn. So they go to Germany and then they get to live there. I wish I was white fetish. And that's how you get
It's real. It's real.
and that's how you get the problem in which Braves is describing. That's all the way on the eastern side of this country of this world in Europe.
Okay,
It's
So
real.
okay. So what I was trying to say, Benny, what I was trying to say
go ahead. Go ahead, G.
over the conversation, I was trying to say this.
Thank you,
We were
Juice.
we were having a conversation about something totally different. We were just getting to a point to where we were, like, getting somewhere positive. Then here comes somebody else come up in this conversation, and they degrade it. It's like diminishing everything that we have just did.
It's not acknowledge. We can celebrate and still call out the bullshit. We're adults here. We can multitask. Like, because at the end of the day, people are coming into the conversation. People are coming to the panel. We can celebrate, acknowledge, and clap for Braves and where we had, and still come and acknowledge the bullshit that plagues our community. Because if we act like that shit don't exist and we only sit here and talk about the clap it up for the good shit, then those people continue to just run amok and then come in and fuck up shit in Germany where Braids is at. Two things can be true
Thank
at the same
you.
time.
Thank you. Yes.
But I said this earlier. I already said this. I said that we don't give
Mm-hmm.
each other, we don't pat each other on the back. We don't give each other enough. Like, we don't
Right.
celebrate. We don't celebrate. I said this already. So when somebody else come up here and they say it, now all of a sudden, oh, this is a revelation.
What?
No, like you heard what I said though,
Juice
Benny.
box, man. You want me to pat you on the back, bro?
No,
You want, I will give you. I
No,
will. I will.
let's get back to the topic,
Hey,
guys.
my sister is in Lafayette. I will tell her to drive up the Monroe and pat you on the back. God damn.
First off, leave me alone. And secondly, I was trying to tell you.
I will tell her, like, damn, go pat my boy on the back.
I can't stand Benny. I'm going on mute. Leave me alone.
God damn. But
Yeah, brother. Like I was saying, brother,
yeah.
man. I you know what I'm saying. Enjoy your panels, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. But this is such a, I'm not 31. I know the last brother that you all kicked out, he was he was 31, 29 or whatever.
Oh no, that boy ain't
But
sound no 31.
yeah, so what I'm saying is that, we the younger generation definitely has a powerful tool in social media, and what amazing it would be um, to get up here on all social platforms and bankroll their assumption that we're negative because they make money from negativity, like
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah, for
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? So if we got into their platforms and really taught, black and brown love collectively, like it was a norm. You know what I'm saying? Like making money off of our pain and our strife and our turmoil and our plight is a norm, right? Literally. Um, and this is the crazy part that I tell people, and I land my plane here. I'm sure y'all heard the saying that they build prisons before they build schools. It takes a lot to build a prison, but they're so convinced that we will land there. They are willing to build 3, 4, 5, 6 prisons, build Walmarts, gas stations, all before one inmate is in there. So imagine if we get on these platforms that the world can see. Now we have an opportunity to tell our own story. Now the world can click a button, get on a phone, a computer, a watch, and see us for face value. Now we can tell our story. So let's not get up here and negativity and down each other. Let's really, put our best foot forward. That's all I'm saying.
For sure, 100 on that. I agree, and that's why I get on this app, and that's why I talk about marriage the way that I do, black marriage the way that I do, because I know how great it is to have a black woman, you know what I'm saying, in your corner. There ain't nothing like it, bro. It's not. I don't care. Them women in Germany, them women in they can't. They
Yeah.
don't know. They don't know you.
No.
They will
Mm-hmm.
never know when you come in the house and you frustrated because they done called you did all type of microaggressions and all that shit, blah blah blah. You come home, you like, man, I can't stand them niggas up at there. She can't even say it. What she gonna be like?
What she do is give you a hug.
Right, but that's all she can do. But she
Nobody
I
can
want no
promise
damn
you. I
hug.
promise you, it's nothing like it. It's
and
nothing. It's not gonna be the same.
I need somebody to at least understand and be able to say the N word right back with me. Be like, yeah, honey, them ain't shit.
Let me tell you, I'm a German African, and I hear the Germans calling me the N word every time. I've been here
And you
since
know
my
what?
childhood,
And
and
you
I've
know
been
what's
called that
so
my whole life.
And you know what's so wild about it is those dudes that'll get with them women will turn around and let them say it too. And they know it and they don't care.
Yes, thank you. That's all I'm saying.
Because they do it in America.
You got it, bro.
Thank
They
you.
do it in America. Mind you, I grew up around these. I know
I'm
they
in
do
the
it too.
right space for
I know they
real.
do it too. And it's I don't even rock with them type of dudes. But it go back to they like to be fetishized. That's just what it is. But
So, brother, you said something. Can I ask you a question? You
It's
said
serious fetishization,
you
guys.
said that you celebrate in the forefront black marriages or whatever, right?
yes.
So you believe that that is the cornerstone of our unity, or where it begins, or the foundation should be.
Yes, I do.
Right. Now this might
Hold on,
be, I
Benny,
don't want to get
Benny, wait, hold on.
Juice, damn, hold on.
let out.
Juice, one more outbreak and I'm gonna drop you.
Go
I'm gonna
ahead
put
and
you in
finish up.
timeout. I'm gonna drop
Go
you.
ahead,
One
Kwame.
Right.
more outburst.
Now I don't want to get you. I don't want to get you what they call it, a chat band or whatever like that. I'm not trying to. Now, do you mean this in the traditional form, or just in the encasing of just
No,
general
just
love?
however
Love, period.
the unity that is marriage, and
Okay.
however you see fit, if it's 50-50, if it's traditional provider man and woman at the house, whatever those two people agree on, the unity and the foundation that is marriage and the family unit, that's what I believe in, and that's what we need. Now, however, the intricacies and how y'all work that out, that's between you and that woman or man, whatever you like. That's between y'all. But the foundation of the family unit is what I believe in, which is marriage. And there's not a coincidence that once our marriage rates drop,
Mm.
our overall status in this country dropped also.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so if you want to go to work and pay all
You
the bills,
guys, can I say one thing, Benny?
yeah, go ahead, Braids.
I just wanted to tell you guys, as a European woman, of an African descent, I want to tell you guys the one thing that we do have is every single entertainment aspect, the movies, the TV shows, the music, even the movies and the TV shows are being translated. African American movies and TV shows are being translated for us to see it in this country. So you guys have massive, massive power over a lot of us, a lot. And that means when it comes to passport bros, you also have a power over that too. Everything is an influence. People see people that are better than them or perceive for them to be better than them and follow that aspect. So for us to be a good role model is important when it comes to treating women right, when it comes to treating men right. It's important for us. Let's stop doing negative things and let's be positive and let's be loving so we can all benefit from it. Everybody that's black everywhere in the world.
And what you're explaining is our ethnic image. Black America has to take control of our ethnic image, because whether we sit here and be like, you know what, we know that's not all black people, but what is our ethnic image on entertainment, on social media? What is portrayed into society?
Huge.
When
Huge. Massive.
the videos that go viral, the TV shows that you see on the
Massive.
internet, that is what is perpetuated. And because I've been in like when I was in Japan, it was funny and it was innocent, but it was funny. It was so funny and racist that I had to laugh. But I knew it came from a place of innocence, but it was like, damn, what the hell? So we out. I was in Shinjuku. It was like now Boruto had just came out. So they had a big festival, spring festival for Boruto. All kind of crap, right? So I'm down there, and then it was hot as hell, middle of the fucking spring. It was like spring going into summer, and I go to this like ice popsicle stand thing, and I'm like, so mind you, I'm with an Indian dude, like a Native American, and then a pale dude, and they go up to the fucking ice pop plate, they grab one, they pay for it, give it a yen, whatever. I get up there, the lady stops me from grabbing one, was like, no. And she gave me a fucking grape popsicle and was like, and I was like, why would you assume that I want the grape one? I wasn't even gonna get that. I was gonna get the sour blue raspberry. You want to give me the grape one? And it's like, why would she think that I want grape?
You know you wanted that grape Kool-Aid.
Now mind you, I still took the grape, but I also got the goddamn blue sour raspberry. But I took the grape too. But it was just, but it's like all the way in Japan, they automatically assume that, oh, he black, he want a grape, and it's kind of like, and then there was also another situation where they automatically assumed that I wanted chicken. So it's like that I did want chicken, but that's not the point. The point is, how do you know this? Where does this come from? So you just got to understand that these things are being, like perpetuated and displayed to the outside world. This is what they like. This is what they do. This is like, so they're seeing love in hip hop. They're seeing fucking, the balloon pop show, and they're seeing all this shit, and that's what they think we do, and we think they
And that's
think we
really embarrassing, Benny. That's really hurting us. It's really, really hurting us. I really want to say that.
You know the problem,
And
brother, is not that
the Germans have translated that and made it to their own show too. So now we have those balloon shows in Germany, and you know what happens? The German girls are getting picked, and the black women in Germany are not getting picked, and they're getting disrespected. So it affects everybody.
That's crazy.
Listen, the main problem is, brother, because then we create another problem, right? We create black people that feel like, since this is such a negative cloud on over chicken and watermelon and Kool-Aid and rap music, so to separate myself, I'm not going to eat any more chicken or what. Listen, I don't care what nobody say. You give me a thigh, a crispy golden thigh. Listen, a crispy golden thigh, whether that be a woman or a piece of chicken. Listen, a crispy golden thigh, my God. But so what we have to really back away from is their control. We can't play dodgeball with them. And just like in dodgeball, you're doing a lot of movement, a lot of lateral movement, but you're not going forward, and that's what they want. You know what I mean? Are you black enough, or you YT enough, or you edge, all that. We have to be proud of who we are, because we created. There's a skit been going around for, man, maybe like 7 years, about a YT man and a black roommate, and the black roommate says, "Hey, man, I want you to go a whole day without touching anything that a black person made." And the dude couldn't walk in his sneakers. He couldn't use the washing machine, peanut butter, egg beaters. Like, look what we created. So we know that we're intelligent. We know that we're innovative. What it is that they take the power. We're sitting there waiting, even battling them, even going out to prepare to battle them. What the young people say, a non-motherfucking factor? They are non-motherfucking. They need us. We don't need them.
Yeah.
So we need to start reclaiming our power, right? So I would have took the chicken and the grape and took the berry. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I did.
So we shouldn't care about their gaze. Just you know what I mean? And that's all that I'm saying. But yeah, go. Everybody go out and get them a piece of chicken, man. You know what I'm saying?
What the heck? DC, I'm not letting you up. Stop asking. Your account is sus. You probably gonna come up here and say the N-word like they be doing on all them other lives. Get out of my request box. Thank you.
Ask them what they trying to talk about. And if you ain't gonna tell me what you talking about, go ahead, Wayne. What's up?
Hey, yo, you know what, brother? For a light skinned brother, you okay, Benny? I just want to say that, brother.
Thank you,
You
bro.
all right with me, man.
I come from a dark skinned man.
Okay.
I'm only
That's where it comes from.
I'm only light skinned because of my mom.
Yo, my mother red too, so I ain't tripping.
Well, what's up, Wayne?
Yo, what's good? What's good? Y'all really was trying to come in the chat earlier, bro, but I was at work. Bro, these dudes, especially that old head dude, they be lying. I be outside in all the places these people be cashing out at, and me and the homies be out there cashing out. They be saying the same shit. They be downplaying the shorties over there. And bro, they the top tricks. They the top tricks. All of them. They ain't wifing up nothing. These dudes be doing the same joint. They be breeding something up out there and then dipping off to a different side of the island. It's sometimes me and my mans owned a crib in DR, right? And we had it at the North Coast. And we was like, we gonna move and we was gonna get another crib on the South Coast. We was telling a dude that lived in our building, yo, come in on the bread with us to get this crib. He talking about he can't go to that side because it costs too much to cash out on something over on that side of the island than it costs on the top side. So they be lying, bro. They be really lying. They don't be out here trying to wife nothing up. And you could get the same treatment in America that you get in any other country. Only thing is that when you leave America, your bread is a little bit more, so you feel a little bit like emboldened. You know what I'm saying? And that it changes your personality to something. That's why when you talk to certain things out there, you feel like you could pull something that you would have never even tried to talk to back at home because you really ain't that man back at home. But it's a whole bunch of the dudes behind you, that dude with the glasses, it's a whole bunch of them overseas, bro. And they lames. They lames to the utmost. They be doing, you know what they do? They go over there and they be trying to act like they in a rap video.
I already know what they do because I've been over to these places. I've seen these dudes. And they, like I said, they don't really be in the countries where they dollar don't stretch.
Type shit. For real.
And now Braids is talking about these African American dudes over there. But 9 times out of 10, the ones that's going to Germany got a little paper. So, but he wouldn't be in Germany. He don't have the funds to be in Germany. Dollar don't stretch in Germany the way it stretch in Thailand and Guam and the Philippines and Colombia and Brazil, and they don't stretch like that in Venezuela. It don't stretch like that over there in Germany.
Facts.
Dollar don't stretch like that in Metro Tokyo. Metro Tokyo is just as it probably more expensive than it is in New York City. Like when you're in these high freak, you know, even like Cancun, right? Because he mentioned like, oh well, you've been to Cancun. Like, yeah, I've been to Cancun, but the Cancun that I go to ain't the same one that you go to. I stay at Diamond Level Resorts. You ain't stepping foot up in there, big dog. I know where people like him are going to stay. It ain't It ain't the same. They ain't the same experience. So these most of these guys aren't going to. They're going to where they can afford, and those women are.
The problem is,
Brother,
Benny, it used to be that they go to what they can afford, but now it's becoming those women are making it sure that they are affording it. Um, they're actually financing the lifestyle. That's what's happening now. Now,
So
it
you
used to be like that, but right now, as we speak, they're willing to spend the money to be with these type of men.
really?
Yes.
can we talk about for a minute what's really hurting the black men in America, if I could, brother?
Yeah. What's up?
I believe that the more than the white powdery substance or the hard substance in the 80s and in the 90s, more than the lab stuff, the I think that skinny jeans have done such a disservice to brothers.
Sir,
No,
sir.
no,
Not the
No,
skinny
I'm
jeans.
gonna put you in timeout next. I'm gonna drop you and put you in timeout
okay.
next, sir.
I'm just
No,
I'm just saying,
no.
come on, come on. Y'all women tell these brothers to wear these tight, no pocket leggings, and it's destroying people. Calf muscles are bulging. Come on, sister, it's your fault.
Not the skinny
Well,
jeans.
maybe if y'all would wear y'all hoochie daddy shorts during the summer like you're
No,
supposed to, we
nah,
wouldn't
nah,
have these
nah, not at
problems.
all. Not at
But
all.
okay.
Not at all, sister. Not at all. You
Not
got brothers out here with jeans with no side pockets. It's all yo, it's terrible, man.
the
And
You
goddamn.
from New
then
York,
have
aren't
the
you?
actually, sister, I'm from New York. I couldn't even.
I know it because my husband from New York. He from Brooklyn. That's why your voice right there. I was like, he from New
Yeah,
York. I know it.
yeah. Then they have the big New Balances or felines on with the calf huggers. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm
It's
from.
hurting us too.
Well, he was about to lie, but nah, I'm from yeah, I'm from.
You can't lie to me because I'm married to one, so you cannot lie to me.
He was getting ready to though. But yeah, man, it's a lot, bro. And then the dude, like I said, at the end of the day, if that's crazy though, you say them women, that's crazy. That they want a mixed baby that bad.
It is so bad. They would disrespect another woman that's with the man for them to have him. It's like Hunger Games. I just want y'all to understand. It's really bad, and the men they contribute to it. So it's like they don't care. They want the same thing. So that's why I'm saying it's bigger than what we're talking about. It's really a big issue.
That's really crazy. So, do, what do these chicks, right? What do they get when they get like? What are they looking for when they get?
Okay. Um, I would love to tell you it's about status quo, right? It's about elevating, getting somebody that's presumably better than the rest, right? Um, everything about hip hop, Afro beats, everything of the culture is already here existing in Germany. The German women have been living with that, and they've also experienced black men. It's been histories of that. There's a lot of African American military men, Air Force men that have been doing this since years, right? Dating women here, giving them babies, leaving them, and all this stuff. But now it's different because there's passport bros. So now they want to live here, they want to get their papers, they want to create a life here in Germany. So they do get what they want. And what they want is not black women, it's not African American women.
You there, Bird? You cut out. Braids. You there?
I think she had got a phone call because she went on teacup for a second.
Oh damn.
Benny, it's about time to wrap it up though.
Can
Oh
I
yeah,
ask a
yeah.
question on Wayne before y'all wrap up? Wayne, did you see the guy that was in Thailand that was on YouTube
Can you
Live?
hear me?
Oh yeah.
Hold on one second, Bray.
Did you see
Okay.
the guy that was in Thailand live saying he found he had a submissive girlfriend and that they were dating in a relationship and the other guy went there and gave her $30 and got the same girl put on YouTube?
I could see that. I could see that. It happens everywhere you
It's
go.
a
Everywhere
joke.
you go.
It's a
They
joke.
working. So like I don't understand why niggas is talking about they have submissive girlfriends. I don't know if we can use the N-word, but it's like you're not having no submissive, so she's doing
They
her
just want a
job.
woman that just shuts up and do what they want at home so they can do what they want outside.
Bro.
He paid a
That's
bar
what it
tab
is.
for her. So it's like in down there, it's a place called Soy Six, and then they're like considered working girls. So he paid like her bar tab, which is like a certain amount of alcohol that they have to sell. He paid the bar tab and brought her back to his hotel
Damn.
with the top with her.
That's what I'm saying. Like how he talking about he got a submissive girlfriend. Ain't nothing submissive about that. She was doing her job. And that's what I be saying. Like when I be hearing people talk about, especially the old heads be the freaking worst when you be out these countries because they be trying to like kick you some type of game. And I'm like, you kicking me game? I know you a lame. You a lame.
Just 57 years old.
Like, bro, you wildin'. Like,
Okay, closing remarks. Closing remarks.
Anybody?
Cause Benny got to
Can I
go
say
cook for the
something?
kids.
Oh,
Cause I
Can
know
I
they
say
hungry.
something? Please?
Yes,
Can I
ma'am.
say something, you
Yes,
guys?
ma'am.
Thank you, Locke. I love you guys. I really appreciate this conversation because I really wished for this type of conversation to happen. I've been always been for us, and we will continue to be in Germany for us. And I really hope you guys understand it's bigger than black and white. It's bigger than colors. It's bigger than personalities. It's a huge issue, and I hope that we actually find a solution to it so that we can all be happy and see future black families in the future, right? So thank
Uh,
you. Love you
Thank you.
guys.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
yeah,
for coming.
yeah, great, Benny. Thank you for having me on. Like I said, I love your page. I love your content. Keep doing your thing, brother. Start getting on more lives with you because this was definitely a great topic and great conversation.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Anybody else? But Juice, you got something, bro?
Hold on. Wait. Let finance go because I know Juice is gonna be a long one. So go ahead, finance. Get it in. Get it in.
I want everybody to take this in. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control purposes. These methods have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies, and it will work throughout the South. I just want everybody to keep in mind that our differences are being used against us. So,
Right.
That came from that Jim Crow letter.
sure do.
I already know where that came from, but appreciate that, mama.
Thank you
All
for
right,
coming.
Juice.
Go ahead, Juice. You have the floor.
Go ahead, Juicy Fruit.
I'm so done with Juice tonight. I don't think is he still here? Oh
Juice
Lord.
Juice better be there.
Juice, you ain't even mute. You ain't even on mute.
Oh man.
Come on, man.
Oh Lord, Juice, you had it. You had it. We had the floor and everything. All right. Well,
you dropped the ball at the goal line.
all right. Well, closing remarks. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate y'all. We always appreciate y'all.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna post this live on YouTube. So everybody, if you came in halfway, came towards the end, you go back. You can rewatch. I probably split it up in 2 parts. I think this might be about a 4-hour live, so I might split it up. That way y'all can catch up. It was a good conversation. Again, I'm posting on YouTube. Go follow that. Go follow my backup page. I gotta go work for my 2 days tomorrow and Wednesday.
Oh,
I'll probably be
Lord.
back on live on Thursday and Friday. So yeah, for sure. Appreciate
Just
all
not
the
during my work hours, Benny.
appreciate
Thank you for this platform.
we in Germany,
Thank
y'all.
you.
So we worldwide now.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Lord.
Thank
Yes,
you for
we
coming. Good night,
are. Thank you so
everyone.
much. Bye.
Anytime. Y'all be safe out there.
Mm-hmm.